Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Reynolds, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 142.
Yes.
Okay,
No, it's
great.
143.
Fuck, 143.
I just said it
I knew that. Joining me as always, Daniel. Never really.
What's up, gamers? What's up, Connor?
Nothing much, Daniel. Who are you related to this week?
I actually didn't really
Anyone?
dive into the. Well, I was telling you that one of the original Brooklyn Dodger players is somehow related to my grandma. I don't know if it's like a cousin or.
You wasted this one last week. You should have saved it for
I
this
did.
week. You
Yeah,
didn't do
I
the
did.
thing where you send your blood into the fucking government and they send you back your family tree or whatever.
No.
No, you didn't do that. All right. Well,
No one knew. No one knew this week. I don't think I'm have anyone else to even.
let me ask you something. Do you got your great grandmother's phone number right now? Could we call it?
No, I think
No?
no. I mean, I don't have any great grandparents alive. I don't think.
Okay.
I both said to my grandparents.
What about the one below that? Could you call
My
your grandma
grandparents?
right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to call her up?
Probably not. But I could.
You want to ask who
My
you're
grandma
related
would
to?
answer.
Would
Oh,
she
she
then-
would give you. She would give you an hour-long answer.
Oh, I mean, hey man, we got an hour to kill it here. We got some fucking time.
Talks between me and my grandma last way too long.
All right, how about this? We'll get your grandma on the phone next week, or we'll get her on the podcast next week. She can come in, tell her to play through God of War Ragnarok before next week's show. She can come in, we'll do a whole spoiler cast.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. I mean, she'll have 24 hours to beat it. She can do that, right? I'm sure your grandma's caught up on God of War 2018, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
she actually did a whole playthrough of the 5 games that came out before that, and no one
She
even
did
talks
the whole
about
series.
it anymore.
She's
Yeah.
the biggest God of War fan that
Oh,
I know.
yeah. She comes in, she's got the fucking red
He
fucking
has the
tattoo, yeah, over her face. She's bald now. Like, Grandma, what's wrong?
She has that axe. She always carries the Leviathan axe. It doubles as a
Shut
cane.
up, boy. You're just like, Jesus, Grandma, when your voice gets so deep. Anyways, Daniel. Enough about grandmas. It's been another busy week in the world of video games.
Yes, it has.
Very busy. Starting
Very
with
busy.
God of War Ragnarok reviews have just dropped. Literally 2 hours ago.
Yes.
They're
Mere
there.
hours.
The game is currently sitting on OpenCritic at a 94. Gasp. Applause in the audience. It's got 117 reviews right now, which is very high for a new game. Like, just the
It seems
amount
like
of reviews. It's like
People
everyone.
have had it for a
Would
while.
everyone get a code?
People have had it for what? A couple weeks now? 2 weeks or so?
It has been a while.
Seems
huh?
like.
Has been a
yeah.
while.
So
But
it makes
Daniel,
sense.
94. This is higher than I was expecting. I'll
What
be
was
honest.
the original? I don't remember.
94 as well.
It was a 94 as well. Okay,
Yeah,
well
yeah.
then it's breaking kind of the mold there of like sequels kind of getting at least a point lower or something like that, or a couple points lower. It might shift over the next few days or so when more people get it, because I think there are a few reviewers that didn't get the game ahead of time. I was seeing more
really?
smaller.
Interesting.
I think more smaller reviewers like Maddie didn't get it early.
That's because he's an Xbox guy. They were like, "Fuck you, get out of here! You ain't getting one.
It was
Fuck
a
outta here.
PlayStation,
Fucking go play Sonic, Maddie. You ain't getting shit."
Yeah.
But 94, higher than I was expecting. I was expecting like high 80s. I just didn't think they'd reach those heights again. I thought this game would really have to do something to get this high on OpenCritic, and maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I mean, we'll find out next week when we play it. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, let's see here. IGN 10 out of 10. GameSpot 9 out of 10. Easy Allies 9 out of 10.
I need to give a shout out to Tam's headline for the GameSpot article.
What was it?
He said it was like blood, sweat, and tears, but tears was spelled like the god.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That was good. That was good. Continue. Who else?
Trying to see some more big
I think Game
games.
Informer was a 9.5.
Kyle, yeah, I don't
Game
see him.
Informer.
Game Rant 5 out of 5. Yeah,
Kind of funny gave it a 5.
Kinda
I didn't
Funny
see
gave it
Easy
a
Allies.
5. Easy Allies
But-
9,
They gave it a 9.
I think.
Yeah, I
thought
think
saw
Huber-
that. Game
I think
Bolt
Huber reviewed
10. Yeah,
I don't know
So
that website.
whatever, 9s and 10s all across the board. That's what you're getting. Yeah. What do you think, Daniel?
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm excited. I've been waiting for the game. Glad it's finally coming out. It's been a while. Um,
I'm still surprised it's this year. I think like my hype hasn't like I'm not as excited as I feel like I should be for
yeah,
the
me
next
too.
God of War game. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
Bayonetta
I
3 is
don't
my
know.
most
Yeah, I
anticipated
don't
because
know if it's just because maybe there's just a bunch of games right now that I'm just playing
yeah,
and I'm just more focused on those and you know this is gonna come out next week and then I'll be excited or I don't know, for some reason I'm just not like feeling the hype. But these reviews are obviously getting me more excited.
for sure. I mean, I'm with you. There are too many games. Like I still haven't even played. We'll get into what we've been playing, but I still haven't even played Sparks of Hope yet, and I've been like waiting for that game. So like I'm drowning in video games.
Yeah, definitely.
like like God of War, it's not here yet, so I don't even really have to think about it. But yeah, I'm with you. I've been looking forward to the game. I mean, it was supposed to come out last year, technically. I mean, so was Horizon. So
Yeah.
like,
2021,
yeah, to the 2021.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but with all the delays and COVID and everything, I guess they couldn't. And it almost didn't even come out this year. I mean, it's pretty late for PlayStation. Like they don't really put out a game in the fall.
Good point.
And
Yeah.
I guess that kind of shows that maybe they're pretty confident in the game for them to put it out in the fall.
Well,
Like,
obviously with these review scores, you see why, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll see. I guess if it leads to sales, because this is coming out for PS4 as well, PS4 and PS5. We'll see. We'll see how well it actually does sell in this big time of a lot of games. Like Call of Duty just came out. It's the best-selling Call of Duty, at least at launch, it seems like, which is insane. Um, so what it got Kratos is going to be swinging on Captain Price, which is crazy.
Is Captain Price in this one?
Yeah, he was in the first. He was in the reboot. He was kind of the main
I thought
character of
they
the
were-
reboot.
Yeah, sales wise, I think we were right on with last week still when we were talking about MPD numbers, saying it's going to be in that 5 to 10 range somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think the review scores are going to affect that much, especially, I think everyone was expecting these review scores to be pretty great. Maybe not this great, but,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think the sales are going to be affected all that much. I think they would have been affected way more if this came out and it was like a below an 85 type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, if it was if it was somehow lower than an 88, like somewhere in the 85, 86, that would probably be a disappointment even for PlayStation themselves.
Yeah.
Probably would view that as a disappointment, and who knows? God of War's a big name. It still might sell well even if that though.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless it would have sold well, but yeah, I think again, I just think we're spot on with it in
Is
that
it-
5 to 10 range.
Is this number
MPD
2 for
numbers the-
PlayStation, the original?
What do you mean?
Or number 2 for all of last gen? Was it Spider-Man in number 1 and then this was number 2?
Oh, I don't know. They just updated the numbers on God of War 2018. And they said 23 million copies now, so I don't know where that is compared to Marvel Spider-Man. Plus, they do that stupid thing where they combine Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales game, and they're always like,
no.
yeah, it sold 32 million. It's like, well, okay, come on, guys.
Nah, you can't do that.
But yeah, it probably is around.
I thought it was
there
number, or
now.
maybe Uncharted was up there as well. Uncharted 4. I think that was like the top 3 for them. I think.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I mean, obviously it's up there. Who knows where God of War Ragnarok's going to end up selling? Obviously, this is going to be a game that's going to sell throughout the PS5 life cycle as well. You know, I'd imagine a lot of people that are going to pick up PS5s this holiday are going to pick that up, even going into next holiday and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah, that's what they hope, right? Yeah, we'll see what the future is after this game. I mean, the PlayStation, we have no idea what they might be trying to ride on this game for a little while, maybe at least until Spider-Man comes out. I mean, we don't really know.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Well, we're going to talk about the VR news coming out.
Oh, I guess there's the
Yeah, we'll
Horizon
talk about
VR
that.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's all that. And I mean, the headset themselves, they're going to be marketing that hella too, I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it's nonetheless God of War Ragnarok 94, higher than I expected. So you know, I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait
I
to
mean, I think I was thinking maybe
Conclude the
90.
story. Yeah, I think I haven't read the reviews, so I don't know. But I think the main thing that's helping it here is the news we got way earlier that they decided to not make this a trilogy, and they decided to throw everything into God of War Ragnarok and wrap up the whole Norse series part of God of War. So
Yeah.
I think that's really gonna help it here.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a story to tell it. You don't need to. We always talk about, making games everything they can be, and it seems like that's what they're doing here. They're not trying to thin out the plot just to make a trilogy. Like, you don't necessarily need to do that.
Yeah, And I think I mean I'd like to give Sony a little bit of credit for that. You know, considering I'm going to shit on them a lot in the next news story, but you know, I think an older Sony or a different company might just say no, we're going to stretch this out. We're going to make this a trilogy. Milk it, make it a trilogy. Do that. You guys are spending the next decade on God of War, and for them to go out and just be like, no, go ahead and make this 2 games only. Wrap it up here. I think that's great.
You know, maybe it wasn't PlayStation's call. Maybe it was Alana's call. She walked in there and was like, "This is only 2 games."
I think we got to give the 94 all credit to Alana, right?
Yeah, it was, whether it was bad or
Praise
good.
Alana Pierce.
It's all her fault.
Everyone criticizing Sony Santa Monica for hiring her. Y'all look stupid now, don't you? I want to read the reviews and be like, the writing's truly the best part here. Written by Alana, the review, you know. All right, though. I don't think anything else got reviewed today, so I don't know if Sonic Frontiers reviews are out. No, not yet. Okay.
No, I would say probably Monday.
Yeah, I'm just looking while I'm
That's
on
what I
Open
would
Critic.
guess.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing else. God of War Ragnarok though. 94. Moving on then. We will move on. We'll stick with PlayStation. Going on some VR news. PSVR 2 has finally gotten a price and release date announcements. The headset is releasing on February 22nd of next year. It'll cost $550 for the headset. You can also get a Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle for $600. Bum, bum, bum. We'll talk about the games in a little bit, but Daniel, release date February 22nd, price $550. Did you line up?
Date.
Did you get out your pre-orders already?
It's not yet. It's not
yet.
for like another week and a half or so.
But you're lining up, right? Like you're there.
I mean, I'll throw my wallet at my screen. No.
You're gonna need a couple wallets.
Yeah. I think this is a nice release date. I think they probably want it out for the holiday if they could have, but they'll probably maybe price drop next holiday. They'll probably try to have that whole cycle and then drop right before Black Friday next year. So they'll probably have a whole plan for that. But I do like the February release date. I think it's a good time. I mean, there are a lot of games there, but I like that release date. What about you?
Yeah, I like it as well. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera here. Out of focus. Whatever.
Put your hand to your face.
I don't need to be in focus. Didn't work. It's like those crabs in Half-Life. They're like...
No, it's aliens.
Oh, yeah, aliens too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it worked. There you go.
There you go.
Anyways, yeah, release date. I'm with you with the release date. It's a good release date, February 22nd. I think it's a little unfortunate because next February is so busy and leading into March. We know March is going to be very busy as well. But yeah, it's a good release date. I mean, I think they just had to release it when it was ready, right? When they were ready to ship. So I mean, this is probably predetermined a long time ago. The price, though, my fucking god, how are you gonna overprice this of the fucking console? You know what I mean? I thought at minimum it was at maximum you had to do. I don't know what I was thinking beforehand, like 450 maybe.
Were you thinking console parity?
Like yeah, I was thinking
500?
I was thinking 400 because the digital console is 400. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, 400 for the headset, I could see that, and then do the Horizon bundle for 450. That sounded fine to me. But 550, man, that is, especially in today's day, you know, everyone's broke right now. You know what I mean? And it's across the world. It's just it is a horrible time to try to release something this niche at that time, right? It's 550. You're really breaking the bank for a lot of people. And
I mean, it's not only is it expensive itself, you also have to have the console.
Of course,
so
right?
Not only is it technically 550, it's technically 1,050.
Right. If you're like a person that doesn't have a PS5 already, and if you specifically want PS5 for PSVR 2, you're spending a lot of fucking money just to get this.
Yeah, and then if you want to just play that, if you're a big Horizon fan like you, and you want to play the new game, you'd have to spend $1,100 just to play a single game. Exactly,
and that's my big takeaway here is that, like, I am a big Horizon fan. I really do want to play this game. I am not spending $550 for this. We'll get into the launch lineup in a second here, but it is not good enough to justify $550.
No. I mean, there might be more to the launch lineup. I don't know if they are they saying that this is the launch lineup, or is this just new?
No, I think titles? This is just new titles for the platform, and we'll get into that in a second. But it is not good enough to justify a 550 price point.
I mean,
there's not a
let's look at the
single game that's ever good enough to go out and buy a console, buy anything that's like overpriced as this, right? But just with the lackluster lineup here, especially when like, you know, I'm sure they're going to be relying on Resident Evil Village a lot and a lot of other games that have already come to PSVR, and it's just, you know, I don't know, man. It's I've never even worn a VR headset, you know, and that's like my curiosity has the best of me here, where I'm like, maybe I will just pre-order it, get it out of the way, and you know, buy one so I can experience VR for the first time. But for 550, I just cannot get over that hump of going ahead and actually buying one of these.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the tech is there, and there's a reason why it's expensive, but you like, I don't think you can charge more than what the console's worth. Like,
Yeah.
That just seems unreasonable to me. You have to also look at. I don't want to keep comparing them to the Quest, but look at the Quest 2. It's cheaper, and you don't need anything else. Like, I think the most expensive version of the Quest, I think, is like 500, and that's just to get more memory.
Do you not need a PC for the Quest?
You do not need a PC. You can link
really?
it. You have to get no. The Quest is literally all in one. That's
Really?
why.
No, I
That's
did
what
not
makes
know
the
that.
Quest. Yes, the Quest is awesome because it is everything in one.
That's cool.
And if you get the $500 version of the Quest, I think just has a lot more memory in it.
Yeah.
And it's it. That is all you need, and then you can just get whatever games you want on top. And then you can hook it to your PC if you would like. This is not that. I don't want to harp on the one wire again, but like, we need to move forward and get away from the one wire. Like, that's just where the VR is going, and not having to be tied down. Like, that's, I think, a little bit too much of a barrier for me.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's really the price and the launch lineup that's going to prevent me from pre-ordering this. And you know, maybe if you know, the glaring omission here is that no Half-Life Alyx as of yet.
I was just gonna say that,
right? And like, maybe if that was there, if you guys had announced that yesterday, maybe I'd have a different mindset, right? Where I'd be like, okay, Half-Life Alyx, Horizon, a couple other things I'd play. Maybe I could justify it in my head then. Still probably not, but yeah. Without that game, I think it's
pretty glaring
a lot
omission,
to ask.
right?
I mean, it really is, right? And because it's a couple things. One, I don't know what's preventing it from being on the headset, right? I don't see why Valve wouldn't want it on there. They'd probably sell more copies on PSVR 2 than anywhere else, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that's a bit of a stretch.
The Quest version, maybe?
Sure, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but nonetheless, they'd sell a lot of fucking copies on PSVR 2. I think we could all agree. And then I don't know if Sony doesn't want it on there, which I couldn't possibly understand why they wouldn't, you know? And
I would hope not.
maybe the deal just got done and they're working on it and we'll get an announcement soon and it just won't be at launch. Maybe that type of thing, but I don't know, man. As of right now, I'm just going to wait for a price drop, and that'll probably be a few years, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there might be a new version of it at the time, at that point, but who knows? Yeah, it's not a good look. I just don't think it's a good price range.
Especially with, it's such a niche product already, you know? And it's like, you would think you guys want to get a lot of these out there and try to get a casual audience to start purchasing these things, but it's not going to happen at 550.
They need to be treated more like TVs than anything. Like, people just having it more like a television, and not really have exclusives to, you know, one VR headset. Like, that's just, I just don't think that's how it should be. I guess it is kind of the not just a TV. I mean, it is a console kind of, but
I do wonder if they just had to get it out now, like if they couldn't, because I would have said push it back if you have to put it at this price point. Push it back because, you know, hard times right now, everyone's struggling. Push it back to maybe fall 2023. Maybe you can knock it down another $50 at that point. Maybe the next spring 2024, maybe you could knock it down even more by that time. But maybe they were just already, you know, producing these things and they just had to ship it when they shipped it and, you know, try to knock down the price later. So,
yeah. You have to also think, like, other than the US, every other region, their console is going up in price as well.
Right.
We didn't even really talk about that. Like, I'm sure that this is also affected by that, this headset. So it's like, just everything is just that much more.
And it's crazy too when you start thinking about how in demand PS5s are and how people are still struggling to get the console. You know, I'm seeing it more and more on like Reddit, people just finding a shit ton of them at Target or whatever. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's a crazy time. I think obviously COVID fucked a lot of this up, right? But still, man, 550. I just can't. I can't. I read that. I was like, what? I like fucking wiped the sleep out of my eyes. I'm like, 550. You guys are fucking nuts. $600 for the Horizon bundle? Like, nah, ain't doing it, fam. Sorry.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it really is. But so, my dream of trying VR will have to wait. Maybe I'll buy a Quest. Probably not though. But yeah, whatever. They'll knock the price down at some point.
Hopefully. I mean, maybe they'll raise it before they knock it down. Imagine that. It might be. I don't know.
They raise it.
They raise it to 600, and then maybe they'll knock it down.
They just come out tomorrow like, you know, you guys are pissing us off complaining about the 550. 650. Take that. All right, have fun. Jim Ryan's sitting over there just laughing.
It can't be that much. I would say maybe 6 if they're gonna raise it, but like
that'd be great. All right. Well, PSVR. I guess we won't be playing it at launch, but you know.
No, I mean I didn't even really know if I wanted to get it anyways, but if it was maybe cheaper, I might think about it.
Okay. Let's get into some of the games here. Along with that, they announced 11 new launch lineup games that have been announced for the system, including a supermassive game titled The Dark Pictures Switchback. It's a new title coming to the console day one.
Yep.
Interesting. Another supermassive VR game. It's kind of spiritual sequel to what was it? Until Dawn, something or another.
Rush of Blood.
Ooh, good one. Good pull.
Rush of Blood. I had to think about it. Rush of Blood, which this seems to be similar, maybe a little bit more mechanics in it. I'm not too sure, but it's a rail shooter. You're just on like a little roller coaster and shooting stuff. Which I know that some people kind of like that first game, but like it was just whatever. It was just a rail shooter.
Not the most highly praised game, right?
Yeah. It seems like they maybe it sold well enough that they're going to try to do another one with a different IP. But
I'd probably, if I was pre-ordering one of these and I was picking up this system day one, I'd get this. Why not? I like the Dark Pictures. It looks like you're going through a bunch of the older Dark Picture games, right? Kind of the whatever the first one was, and then all three of them it just looks like they're using character models from all those games, and it's like, okay, that sounds cool. And a horror VR experience does sound cool to me. They got that cool don't blink mechanic in that.
Yes, what is that?
I like that. That sounds interesting. Like that sounds kind of fucking terrifying, honestly. But I don't know. I would pick this up if I was pre-ordering the console, but like I said, $550. Some other games in here. Let's look. They got a Jurassic World game coming out. I'm assuming a lot of these already exist on other VR systems. I'm not exactly sure which ones are new and which ones aren't. But Jurassic World game. Some game called After the Fall, developed by Vertigo Games. Interesting. Pistol Whip. Oh, this is the game that comes with the console itself. There's 2 games that come with the system itself. I forget what the other one was. One is this Pistol Whip game.
Pistol Whip's cool.
Is it cool? Is this out already?
Kind of a Beat Saber-esque game. Yeah, It's been out for a while. Super cool looking game.
And that's another thing we didn't even touch on. This isn't backwards compatible, which again,
I was waiting to bring this up.
Yeah, a huge knock on this thing, man.
Like, we already talked about that, but like making the price this and not being able to transfer your games or anything they're taking it down.
It's just like okay, great. So you guys are gonna re-release the popular ones, I'm assuming, that were popular on the original PSVR, and then just make sequels to the other ones. You know what I mean? Like Moss Book 2 will be here day one. I would like to play Moss Book 1 before I jumped into 2, right? Isn't here at this moment.
You have to repurchase Beat Saber again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, right?
If you are someone that purchased the first PSVR and bought a bunch of games for it, you're fucked, right? Like, they got to be more pissed than anyone.
Yeah, because you're going to have to repurchase your games. That's just,
Yeah, it's really unfortunate here what's going on with this system. But again, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just see that, like, hey, it's going to be a niche product anyways. People that want it will buy it at any price point, no matter how small that audience is, right?
Just make as much money off of that 1 million people or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's weird too because the first PSVR was praised for its price point and like, oh, this is like the cheapest way to get into VR. You remember a lot of people saying that when it originally came out, and even that was priced pretty high. I think it was $400 at launch.
It was plus the console.
plus the consoles. So I mean,
But
even
the
that
Vive
was pretty high. But
the Vive and the Oculus were pretty expensive at the time too.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't the Quest at the time. Quest 1 wasn't out yet, so
yeah,
it's
just
those other two are,
they must not be planning on selling a lot of these, and they have to know that at this price point.
yeah, for sure.
All right, well, enough of that negative news. Moving on. Some new Game Pass games have been announced for next month, including Somerville, Pentiment, and Vampire Survivors. Which, Daniel, I know you were literally just playing that game.
I was literally just waiting for you, and I was playing it on PC. It'll be nice to have a console version, which I forget the exact date for that. It's relatively soon. I think it's next week.
I can try to click in here, find out.
Yeah, I think it's next week, which is super cool. I mean, this is a game that
November 10th.
I talked about. Yeah. I talked about it
Next
last week.
Thursday.
Playing just a little bit of it, and I played a little bit more. Very fun game. Just a fun game just to mess around with. It's got a cool art style, cool music. Check it out. Those are 3 really good indie games there. So, Game Pass.
Game Pass, indeed. Some other notable ones: Return to Monkey Island coming out on Xbox on November 8th, coming to Game Pass. That's also coming to PlayStation as well now, so and PC. So that's everywhere. It's off the Switch exclusively now.
Great game.
Then of course we got Pentiment November 15th. Can't wait. Next Obsidian game. Somerville, same day.
Same day.
Awesome. Some Walking Dead games are also coming there. The Telltale ones coming there. So those are just PC only. So.
Okay, yeah, I think they're all already on console games.
Are they? Okay, yeah. I've never finished the Walking Dead games.
You should. The final season's great.
Is it? Okay, cool. I never played 3, so maybe I'll check that out at some point.
3's okay. 3's the weakest.
Is it? Okay.
But I still liked it. You play as a different character. You don't play as Clem. She's just there.
No.
You play as Javier.
Ooh. I always wanted Clem to come in the show. They never did that.
No, they're gonna keep Clem her own story.
Clem can't get her own spin-off show. Everyone else is getting a spin-off show.
I think she had. Didn't she have a comic book, or like some sort of graphic novel? I think. Of like after the final season, I think. Could be wrong.
Make a Clem TV show. All I'm saying, man. No one will watch it, but whatever. Who cares?
I would.
You would? Would you really?
I don't know. I like Clem. I care about Clem.
I like Clem too, but I don't know if anything could get me back into The Walking Dead. They're on their final stretch right now, and it's I know Rick is gonna be in one of these episodes. It'll probably be the last couple, and it's I don't even know if that'll get me to go back and watch those.
I would like to, because I love 6 seasons of that show.
Yeah, it was so good at the time.
Yeah, I mean, the build up all the way to Negan. Pretty much once Negan got introduced is when I stopped. Even though I really liked Negan, I thought the performance was great.
Yeah, I even liked the season after Negan. Well, the whole war season, right? I think there was 2 of them.
Is that season 7?
Whatever, the one after
season
Negan
6 is the build up to the death.
Okay, so yeah, season 7 I like too.
Okay, see, I
only watched what is also a very good season is a couple seasons after that when they introduce the Whisperers, but only when they introduce the Whisperers. Okay. When they get too deep into it, it starts sucking again. But man, the introduction of the Whisperers was really cool.
Okay, yeah, see, season 6 was one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah,
kind of the build up to that Negan entrance.
Used to be such a thing around, man. All the time about The Walking Dead.
There's Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Speaking of zombie TV shows, after leaking earlier in the week, it has now been confirmed that The Last of Us HBO TV show will premiere on January 15th, 2023. Daniel, very early in the year. Earlier than I was expecting.
Yeah, good transition. That was a good transition there. I was honestly expecting March. That was kind of the date I was.
Yeah, me too.
Probably around March. But January's fine. We always get a lot of horror things in January for some reason. I don't know why. In the middle of the winter, maybe. I don't know. It's
cold. I think everyone likes some horror shit when it's cold out. Right?
I think that's always why. So yeah, good timing. Do we know how many episodes? Is it 10 for sure?
I'm assuming your typical HBO 10.
Okay, because sometimes the HBO goes 8.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're weird with some stuff like that. The general was 10 for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of have messed with it a little bit.
Sometimes they're just we'll do the last Game of Thrones season in 6. That's a great idea. Surely we can wrap things up properly in 6 episodes, right?
It was 7 before, right?
Yeah. We don't have a lot to do or anything in this show, Fucking goddamn. I'm still mad about that season.
Yeah. I still need to finish House of Dragon. Now that
So
it's done,
good.
right?
So good. I can't believe Game
Uh,
of Thrones is good again.
why? It's a great
No,
universe.
it was. It's just like I don't know. I don't think I've ever been more disappointed with a season of TV than I was the last season of Game of Thrones. You know, and it's just
See, I'm not. I wasn't as disappointed as other people because there were a lot. So
I
much
don't even
nuggets
think
of
it's
good
as
there.
bad as like other seasons of TV I've seen. I
Yeah.
just think for how good Game of Thrones was leading up to that point,
Sure.
and then the drop off was just so disappointing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I have my complaints with the final season there, but I think there are a lot of nuggets of good there. But yeah, this show, I would like a nice, good trailer. Give me one more trailer to hype me up for The Last of Us, and then that's all I need. Then don't say anything else.
You'll get, you're gonna get more than one.
I don't want more than one.
Oh, you're getting more than one, buddy.
We had a teaser, and then give me a trailer, and then never talk about it until it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need anything else either. But we played the game, right? We already know this fucking story, so it's
I do.
It's whatever at this point. But yeah, January 15th. Looking forward to it. I'll be watching every episode as it drops. So
Yeah,
nice.
excited.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Now we need the Mandalorian season 3 release date. Because that's supposed to be around then, too.
Please,
Give me that
please.
next. Come on.
Oh,
let's
it's
go.
coming out early. It's not going to come out.
They
in
said
December?
early 2023. Oh no, not December. It's not December. Yeah, we know that. It's early next year. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wish.
Man, Pedro gonna be killing it.
He's gonna be killing it early next year. He's gonna have a good fucking year.
You gonna come
Even
to
though I'm
HBO
pretty
for
sure he
this?
only shows up for like an hour to shoot his Mandalorian scenes, then they just put some stunt double in the fucking helmet. But
Sure.
yeah, nonetheless, he's gonna have a very good next year.
Yeah, Pedro, the homie.
The homie. We should get Pedro
Killing it out
Pascal on
here.
the show. I'm sure we could.
Yeah.
We could afford him
Oh yeah.
easily.
You can't see, but over there, my closet, it's pouring out with money.
Pouring
Just
out
gold
money,
coins.
Right? Oh, gold.
Yeah.
Like what's Donald
Like
Duck's
Scrooge.
uncle?
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. There you go.
Yeah.
That's his name too, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Like
alright.
it's just coming out of. You can't see it though. I'm sorry. I can't even move my webcam.
And
to show you.
we know Pedro Pascal loves gold coins, you know?
Yeah.
Loves them. All right, next up. Twitter user Nibo has said goodbye to the platform and will no longer be covering the video game industry. Daniel,
Rip in peace, man.
moment of silence for our boy. Take a longer moment of silence here,
Yeah.
considering how much we use Nibel
Yeah.
for this fucking show.
I guess.
I immediately
even
thought,
talk about-
Daniel, I was like, oh no, our show is ruined.
No. I always. I
We're
dig
in
around all the time.
shambles. There's no fucking. How are we gonna continue?
Yeah.
I'm shocked we even put together a doc today. Honestly,
Yeah, I guess a little peek behind the curtain. A lot of pretty much everything I grab for the show has always been Nibel stuff.
it's because he had it in such a nice order. You know,
Yeah.
He always had the main tidbits of the news and just right there for you in a short tweet, right?
Yeah, he basically made big games media outlets completely unnecessary. Like I never really went to them at all. Why he was
I
there.
like reading me a good article now and then, right? But
Yeah,
like,
me
yeah,
too.
a lot of things I don't need to read the whole thing, right? When like a game gets a new release date or something, okay, I don't need to read a fucking 200-word article about that. Like, I get it; it's got a release date.
Yeah. It sucks. It seems like I put a quote in there from I guess somebody grabbed from his Patreon that he was doing, and it seems like he really wanted it. He wanted to make some money because it took a lot of his time to do this. I guess he did it on the side. This wasn't like a primary job or anything, and it just didn't seem like they could do it. And sucks. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say.
I mean, you gotta think too. Like, I don't know how you would make money off this, right? Because he was just retweeting news and stuff like that. But like, he was always on it. You know what I mean? Like, it could be. I'm up at weird fucking times, and it'll be like 2:30 a.m. and some news will drop, and he's there. You know, and it's just I don't know where he lives in the world, but
Yeah.
it seemed like at all times of day he was always ready to go. So I was, yeah, I don't know. It sucks, man. It's it was a really good source of news for us, and it's bad it's gone now. I know he had a Patreon and he wasn't happy with the numbers that was getting either. So it just seems like, I don't know, maybe I'm sure he had a job already, but maybe he's just like, all right, well, I'm done with this. It was fun, and we don't know how much the whole Elon Musk thing has to do with this. Him taking over Twitter and starting. To
He definitely quoted it as a reason, but not a reason.
Yeah. There was obviously multiple reasons for this, so yeah, it just it sucks, man. It's sad to see him go.
Yeah. Rip in peace, man.
Rip in peace, indeed. All right, cool. Next up, then, Marvel and EA Games are partnering for at least 3 action-adventure games, each to have their own original story. One of these games is confirmed to be the recently announced Iron Man game coming from Motive Studio. Another is likely to be the rumored Black Panther game coming from a newly formed studio in Seattle, which was rumored by Jeff Grubb a few months ago. Maybe
a while ago. Yeah. No, it's been a while, actually.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so this is interesting because I think I saw that Disney was like pretty happy with the sales numbers for all their Star Wars project deals, and they were like, yeah, let's try some Marvel stuff too. Because
I'm sure they were, because Battlefront 2, even though how bad it was, especially at launch, that game sold hella, and then Jedi Fallen Order, we do MCD numbers every month. We see that every fucking month still, and
it sold a lot.
The game was 3 years ago at this point, so.
Yeah, end of 2019. They the sales wise, they did really, really well with the Star Wars games. I think even Galaxy's what is the name of that game? Galaxy of Heroes or whatever, the mobile game. I think that game did pretty well for a long time.
The one on Switch or whatever.
No, it's the mobile game.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The little like hero collector mobile game.
Okay, sure.
It's like
sure it exists. I just
you've heard of Marvel Strike Force?
Yeah.
Where it's like a turn-based RPG with Marvel characters. It's the same thing with Star Wars. That was the first mobile one they did. I think that was an EA thing. And then I guess they were like, yeah, let's try to sell with Marvel. Like they're continuing doing Star Wars stuff with Respawn. I think they're making three games, right?
We know that first-person multiplayer one, right?
First-person. Fallen Order 2, and there's another one.
Oh, wasn't there like a strategy game that Respawn's teaming up with someone else with? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember this.
So then I guess they're gonna let's do some Marvel stuff. Why not, EA?
Yeah, I mean, especially after their success with Fallen Order, I would hope that's the mold they're taking with all these Marvel games, right? A single-player linear and they say action-adventure in that tweet, so that's what I'm assuming this is all gonna be. And it's like, cool, because you guys can make a lot of fucking money off those, right? We know games attached to different IPs make a lot of money. They sell a lot of copies, and so you don't need to make it this like a live service multiplayer type of game. All of these, right? You can sell a fuck ton of copies. They have their sports games. Exactly. You can sell a fuck ton of copies just making great single player games out of these IP, and I think that works best for superhero games, right? You don't really want to do a battle royale with fucking Black Panther. It's like, you and 100 your Black Panther friends jump into an island. You know what I mean?
No,
you don't need to do that. You could just make an awesome single player Black Panther game and get all the money you need from that, right? And I think EA sees that and they're like, cool, we're just gonna do that then. And that's a great idea. So Daniel, we know at least 3 games here. Mm-hmm. Let's you want to pitch me one here? Not even pitch. Like, you got an idea for one? Maybe a studio, an IP you'd like to see?
Oh, that's interesting. So you have to think of who's popular and who would make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. They're already doing like 2 different, I'll put in quotes because we don't have the EA one confirmed, but 2 different Black Panther-ish games. One was Skydance, the Captain America Black Panther game. The EA rumored Black Panther game. They have the Iron Man game. I mean, other heroes, I think, right now that are probably pretty popular. The Hulk is always pretty popular. I mean, you could do X-Men. They're always popular.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, I think, especially now with how Marvel has been able to bring, lesser superheroes and make them super fucking popular. Like 10 years ago, there would have never been a Black Panther game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think now you could see an Ant-Man game or a Doctor Strange game or a Captain Marvel game. You know what I mean? Because those are all relevant names now.
Yeah. I don't really have an actual a educated guess because there are just so many characters. There are just more characters who I would want. I mean, Guardians would have been great. We got that, and it's great. Yeah, I don't know if they want to go more team up, like that. It seems like they're doing 2 different 1-character games. Mm-hmm. So it probably won't be something like that. Captain Marvel would be awesome.
Captain Marvel would be cool.
I love a Captain
There's a
Marvel
lot of
game.
cool ways you could make a Captain Marvel game. That'd be very
Yeah,
fun.
a lot of cool powers, a lot of different powers. Like you can get upgrades and stuff for them. I think X-Men would be great. I'd like a new X-Men game.
Yeah, who wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Someone's got to be working on an X-Men game somewhere. Well, we do know Insomniac's making a Wolverine game, right? But yeah, a straight up X-Men game would be
I want the squad.
I don't exactly know what superhero I would want. I do know I want Respawn to make one, right? And I know Respawn's very busy right now, but shit, why not? They could throw more on their plate. Maybe.
Yeah, but I also want Titanfall 3.
Yeah. Oh man, that's the fucking dream, right?
I know.
Never getting it.
Please, just give me Titanfall 3.
But I would love
Apex. Apex sucks.
I would love if maybe after Jedi Survivor we take a break from Respawn making the the Jedi games for a few years. I don't think we need to, because Jedi Survivor's rumored to be out next March. That's going to be 3.5 years. I don't think we need another Jedi game to come out 3.5 years after that. I would, right? Like, I'll take it. I'll be happy, right, if we get that. But I would love for that team to move on and go make a superhero game after this. And I'm thinking like Blade could be cool. With the
cool.
sword, right? They got a bunch of sword shit from the Jedi games, right? Carry that over into a Blade game. That'd be fun.
Blade, Dark Souls, or Souls game.
That sounds fucking
That's
dope.
it.
That's a good
That's
pitch. That's a good pitch.
Yep.
Maybe get a different studio to do
Supernatural-ish.
Yeah.
Like very supernatural vibes. You fighting vampires.
that. I like that. I like that quite a bit.
You can go fight Dracula as like the main villain or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So I wonder what other studios could possibly be working on this, because EA, they don't have too many, right? I mean, because we know what Moto's working on. They had to open a new studio for this Black Panther game in Seattle, so it's like, okay, you guys already maybe they make another one, another new studio. I mean, the EA certainly has the money for that, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, they could partner with someone. Like they're partnering with Koei Tecmo with that Omega Force game.
Yeah.
Wild Hearts. So like they could just be partnering with another studio.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There's a
I
lot of
certainly
studios
wouldn't
out
expect BioWare, right? They got a lot on their plate right now.
No, both BioWares are busy.
Yeah, very busy. Trying to think who else is even there. Yeah, it's really all I can think of. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm not sure.
We'll see what EA
How
does.
about what's his name? Hazelight. How about have Hazelight Studio
That'd be
Joseph
fucking
Fares
cool.
going
That'd
to make
be
them?
fucking cool.
some
He'd
sort
have to
of-
make like a co-op one, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
What's like Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Marvel, either Marvel or Star Wars. Just have him make like an
Cool.
IP game.
How about
and just,
dude, Ant-Man and Wasp game from Hazelight? That's fucking dope. That's an idea
is.
right there, Daniel. Because he already did the shrunk down thing
Yeah.
in It Takes Two. Oh man, that's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. That's what I hope now. That's that's the one
There
I
you go.
want. All right, fuck man, we figured it out. EA.
Joseph Fares, give it to him.
Yeah, fuck the Oscars, man. Like this would be fucking great.
Video games.
All right, cool. Well, we look forward. I'm sure we'll get more announcements of those in the future. We know the Black Panther one's pretty far out, so I'm assuming the Iron Man one is too. So, yeah, EA's got the plates full. Next up,
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they love to tote the line of really bad Ultimate Team and all this sports stuff, and they've been pretty open with development.
Yeah.
Skate 4, Dead Space.
Mass
it seems
Effect,
like they
Dragon Age.
Mass
all of
Effect,
them have been
Dragon
like,
Age.
continuously.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got an update for Dragon Age being in alpha. Right?
I know.
Like how
Yeah.
often do we even hear that?
You don't, and it's not often at all. And like, it seems like they're being pretty open with development. It seems like they're actually learning a little bit on the other hand, right? And
Yeah.
it's like they're kind of just letting this other hand over here just make them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just keep milking these other people over here, which kind
I
of
like it too because like while we've known Jedi Survivor has been in development for a while, they're just keeping it under wraps because it seems like they are scheduled to release that game in March, and there's been we've gotten one trailer for that game, which I very much like. I would like it if they just came out with the release date at Game Awards or
Launch
something
trailer.
like that. Yeah, that'd be even fucking cooler, right? But like, I imagine we'll get like snippets of gameplay type trailer at Game Awards with a release date if it is
Ooh.
March, right?
Healy.
Yeah, and then just do the marketing cycle just from December to March, and it's like, okay, cool. We only got to deal with that for 3 months. Great.
Yeah, and that might even be too long for me. I'm just like,
Right.
tell me the week before. Give me a trailer. That's it. That's all I need.
All right. Well, next up then, the 1997 puzzle game Riven is getting a remake. Riven is getting a remake. Daniel, I have no idea what the fuck this even is.
You've heard of Myst?
Have I?
Yeah, you don't know Myst?
The Mist, like that movie.
No, Myst with a Y.
Okay. No.
It's like an adventure game, like a point and click game where you're on like an island and you're trying to solve the puzzles of the island and stuff. You don't remember that classic Myst? You never heard of Myst?
No, I don't think I have.
Wow,
No.
okay. I think this was like Riven was like a sequel or like a spiritual sequel to
Mm.
Myst. And it's getting a remake. I know there's a lot of fans out there. I just wanted to, it was more to put in here to shout out for Myst and Riven fans.
You know why I never heard of this? Because it was made in 1997.
Yeah.
There were no good video games before the year
Oh
2000.
my
So
God.
why would I pay attention? You know what I mean? Just why would I? Oh, we're remaking a game from 1997. Cool. You better fully remake it and just make it something completely new. Because I can guarantee it wasn't good. The Mist, though, good movie. Good
The
movie.
Myst is good.
Fucked
Myst
up
is good.
ending, you know.
It's great.
You remember when a
great.
lot of people were saying that was like connected to Half-Life? I think it is in like some weird way. Like I think the inspiration came from Half-Life.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, a lot of the monsters and stuff look very Half-Life.
Sure. I mean, that
Mm.
ending is wild. It's all of the ending.
He had
Last like 30
spoilers
minutes of
for the
movie.
Mist. He had to shoot his family, and
Oh,
then
that's like the very end. I mean,
5
just the
seconds
last-
later, the army rolls through and everything's good. And it's just like, oh my god, that's what a horrible ending.
Yeah, I mean just the kind of the whole last little bit of that movie, just wild.
A lot of
the
the
world's
uh,
ending.
Tying this back to The Walking Dead, a lot of The Walking Dead cast in that movie, you know, because the director
Oh,
from
yeah,
that
yeah,
was the what's his name, Frank Darabont or some shit.
Mhm,
I forget
mhm,
his name.
mhm.
Yeah,
It does Walk Dead.
Yeah, he did the first season of The Walking Dead. So
Yeah.
Carol's in the Mist, Andrea's in the Mist,
Hmm.
probably some other people are in the Mist.
You know who else is in the Mist?
Who?
Sam Witwer, the homie.
Oh, he is in the Mist. I forgot.
He gets
about
it
that.
bad in that movie. They just
Aw,
like
man.
sacrifice him.
Did you watch Tales from the Jedi?
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, dude, watch
Is Sam
Tales
Witwer
from
in
the
it
Jedi.
as
I mean, I'm pretty.
Maul?
No, not as Maul. I think I recognized his voice in one of the characters, but I know he was in Andor though. He played the.
A boy's in Andor?
Yeah, he played the when they went to the weird Santa Monica planet. He was the soldier that arrested Andor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not
that
a big
was
part.
that last episode I saw.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
He was that soldier.
He
He's
was
that
He was
soldier.
the soldier. Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
recognize his voice.
Yeah, he does other voices in Andor as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, the homie.
Yeah, good for him.
Love some Sam Witwer.
Oh, some Sam Witwer. You know, we got to make Starkiller canon. You know, just bring him in
Somehow, that'd be
Somehow.
so cool.
That would be
Even
cool.
if he's not really tied to like Vader or whatever, you know,
No, just
I
make him
don't
completely
remember his whole story. I didn't really play those games very much.
They were cool.
But cool design. I like his character design. Make him like some weird old Sith. Put him in like what is the
Oh, that
they're gonna
prequel
make
era. The
yeah, what they're gonna
I
make
forget what
what's
they
his
call
name
it.
canon, right? Revan probably. So
Yeah.
if they're
Make
gonna
him
make
Revan.
Revan,
Yeah.
throw him in the timeline with that. Make him like a cool Sith guy.
I'd be down with that. He'd be
Yeah.
a good Revan. Keep the mask on the whole time too.
I wasn't making him be Revan. I was just thinking Starkiller
Oh, just around there.
be in there. Yeah,
I'd be
like a
into that as
Sith.
well.
He could be like one of
Into that
Revan's
as
like
well.
top lieutenants or something.
Maybe he's that weird guy in the tank in the Jedi Survivor trailer.
Yo, this is my boy Sam Witwer.
I mean, he does love video.
Yeah, I mean that's who. I mean that we were guessing. That's probably Revan, right? We were thinking could be
Oh,
Revan.
that'd be fucking dope if it was, right?
Can't actually canonize him, and he's even more further into the timeline.
I can't wait for
Still
that.
be
Game.
going. I
I'm
know.
really hopeful that game's coming out like the week before RE4 remake, and then I'm gonna take like a week off and I'm just fucking play that.
That's a good week right there.
That would be a good week. That would be a good week. All right, next up then. After just a few months after the purchase, the studio, Embracer Group has already shut down Anoma Studios, formerly known as Square Enix Montreal. The staff is moving to Eidos Montreal. Eidos is working with Xbox on the next Fable game, which
and some other things is what Schreier was kind of alluding to. Did you see that too?
Well,
Like they might be...
I read they're very, very early in development on a new Deus Ex game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but very interesting to me.
I think
continue.
I'd have to click into Schreier's thing. Let me click into Schreier's thing because I want to say that there was like they might even be working not only on Fable with Xbox but helping Xbox just do other things.
I wonder if they're also helping out with the Perfect Dark game, man. maybe.
Yeah. Well, no, that's
I know that's Crystal, but like, I don't know.
Crystal.
What if they're also, just touching
Yeah.
it up? Yeah, over at Eidos Montreal. It's almost like Xbox should have just bought these guys instead of Embracer.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a missed
Okay.
opportunity.
So Schreier's tweet himself, it says Eidos is working with Xbox on games like Fable. So the way that I take that is
Fable. Okay.
so they probably are working on Fable, but just have a support team that's helping support them, right? And it seems like maybe the Embracer's just like, hey, yeah, we'll hold on to them for a little bit. Maybe they're gonna buy Eidos and Crystal.
Well, I'm sure
'Cause they're
Embracer is
both
just
working with
like,
Xbox.
okay, Xbox will sign us a check right now to be like sort of support studios for their games, right? And
Yeah.
that's like money we can get right now. You know what I mean? Instead of waiting years and years and years for the next Crystal Dynamics game or the next Eidos Montreal game. But
Yeah,
getting
keeping
back,
them both busy, right?
getting back to the shutdown of Square Enix Montreal. What the fuck? Like, how do you buy these guys and then 3 months later just shut down a whole giant studio?
There's even more. It's only been 3 weeks since they rebranded and have their new name.
So they let them on. They were like, "Yeah, go ahead, rename yourselves." And then the Embracer guys smoking the cigars.
All
in
the
room,
executives
like,
are like,
"These fucking idiots. We're gonna shut them down in a couple
Morons.
weeks."
crazy. Like it
And
doesn't
it's
make any
great.
sense.
It doesn't make sense to me too, because like if you wanted some support studios for Xbox to get that check, why didn't you just have Eidos Montreal be those guys and then let Eidos Montreal, or not? Excuse me. Why didn't you just let Anoma be the support studios for Xbox and then let Eidos Montreal go ahead and fully make the next Deus Ex game, right?
Maybe they are, because it seems like they're all going to Eidos. Or most of them, or some, who knows how many, but maybe that a lot of that team is being part of that support team,
Sure.
because they're just staffing up Eidos a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of dev teams in Montreal. Like that's a huge spot. So if some of this team is not going to Eidos, they can go somewhere else. But yeah, I'm with you. Like wondering how much they really.
It's just a very bad look when you guys buy these guys
Yeah.
only 3 or 4 months ago, and you're already shutting one of them down.
Especially with how much they buy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
a lot.
it's like, okay, why did you? I don't know. It's very odd to me. But yeah, I think
It is very odd.
Xbox should have just bought these guys. Like they're using them right now,
can't,
anyways, right?
But
Yeah, it probably has a lot to do with the Activision Blizzard stuff, and they're too wrapped up in
Yeah.
that to even go ahead and try to buy anything right now. But it's just unfortunate timing, because I don't believe Microsoft would have shut them down, at least not this quickly.
yeah, or just kind of made them one studio off the jump or something. But like, yeah, it's a little weird, and I don't know if they would want to sell them. If Xbox would want to buy them at this point, but I don't know if that's even in the cards.
Yeah, it's probably too little too late for that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But if they have a good relationship, that's awesome. It seems like they have a good relationship with Embracer right now, so maybe the Embracer, how about we'll pay for the support of them. How about let's put some games on Game Pass? How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see that, right? Maybe the new Deus Ex game, the next Tomb Raider game, maybe those come on Game Pass day one now.
Back catalog, I got so much stuff. They
Are the
so
Tomb Raider games not on there?
much. I don't think so.
No? Oh, okay. You would think like Rise would be at least. With
I mean, put those old Deus Ex
how
games.
Xbox attached that was, right?
Yeah, put all Embracer stuff. Why
Yeah.
not? I mean, all of that stuff.
That'd
they
be
have-
fucking huge if they got that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's
all
a
the
lot.
THQ
I mean,
stuff.
They own
yeah.
fucking
Gearbox.
2.7 billion studios, so you put all those games on there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Make a deal.
That will be quite a bit. All right. Well, looking forward to the next games. We know Crystal's working on the Tomb Raider game. Eidos very early in development on new Deus Ex, so looking forward to those. I wonder how far out Fable is now. If it is Fable, what they're
2024.
working on. Think 2024? Yeah.
It's not coming out next year. We know the first
No, I
half,
don't think
and then
so.
I think second half is probably, if I were to make a guess, I'm thinking they're gonna have 5 big exclusives: Redfall, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, whatever they want to call that one.
Yeah, isn't that supposed to be a spring game?
Yes, they're all
Yeah.
in the first 6 months, and then second half, I'm gonna guess, is probably going to be Hellblade and Avowed.
You think
I think
about
that's their lineup for next year. Maybe sprinkle in some Game Pass stuff, maybe some indie game exclusives or something like
Oh,
that.
well, of course, right?
Yeah, and then I think Fable is going to be one of their big ones in 2024.
Yeah, I'm with you on everything except Avowed. I think Avowed's 2024.
You don't think it's gonna make it?
Nah, I don't. I think there's just been too many. We heard about how early in development the game still is. Like a few months ago, I don't know. It's they had to restart some things on that or whatever too. So I don't know. I just don't see it being 2023. Maybe I don't know. I'd be very happy if it was.
Yeah, I guess we will see. We will see.
Speaking of Game Pass games, Atomic Heart has been delayed and is now releasing on February 21st, 2023. Like I just said, coming Game Pass day one, February 21st.
Yeah, weird delay because they were very like, yeah, we're gonna come out September.
Were they still saying this year?
December?
Yeah.
Or no, it was like October through December or something. They were like, yeah, it's gonna come out because remember the trailer ended with like Ember or something like that, and then it was like that was the release date. They're like maybe in this window, and I guess not. And then they delayed it to February, which I don't know. I don't think there is a good time to release it right now. So Game Pass will help market that game.
I don't think they're at the worst time, right? I mean, obviously we know the day after this is PSVR. It's going to be very small audience.
Yeah.
We know what's the samurai Yakuza game?
Wolong.
Wolong. I think that's the same day as this. So I think that's right around here. We know
that's Game Pass.
Hogwarts Legacy is the samurai Yakuza game. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great day for Game Pass right now.
Yeah.
And then we know Hogwarts Legacy is a few weeks before this. And then we're not entirely sure what's in March right now. I know Skull and Bones is very early.
We have stuff in January.
Yeah.
Leading up to it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very busy time. I just think they have like a good couple week period right here to have the spotlight fully on them. You know, it'll be between this and that Yakuza game, right?
Yeah. I think it's fine. The game looks good. I mean, it's going to have its own audience. It's not like, especially with Wolong. Wolong's a very specific type of game. This is a very different game. It's a first-person survival shooter type of game, so very Bioshocky. Looks good.
I can't believe this game exists, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it's actually real. I saw like you could pre-order it now, and I was like, wow, you could pre-order
I was just gonna say,
this. Wow, that's incredible. Only been hearing about this game since fucking 2015.
Yeah, like
I couldn't even grow a beard when they announced this game.
Yeah, they have key art. They have pre-orders up now. They have, I think, different versions, like a deluxe version you could buy now or whatever. It's gonna be at Game Pass. I didn't see like a preload yet for Game Pass yet. That's probably within the next couple months. But yeah, this game looks good.
They do that early on Xbox, huh? I wonder how they get like the data.
It's just like
is
a
it
quick
all the
thing
gigabytes, or is it like all?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like whenever it's available to, it'll download it early for you.
Okay.
Whenever. I think it's like a ping, like ping us when you.
But like you download something. I'm just wondering like what you download there. Like
probably like a little key that says
or whatever.
No, it's probably like a key that says when this is available to preload, it will preload for you.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, because I always do that on like the upcoming Game Pass games. I have like so much shit just sitting there, and I'm always like, it always deceives me because it's like, oh, they're there. But you click
I see the image.
Yeah, you click auto, but it's like not yet, and I'm like, oh, fuck you. All right, cool. Atomic Heart. I'll probably check it out that day. I don't know if I'll be done with Hogwarts Legacy by then, but
yeah, we'll see.
We will see how long that game ends up being. Very much looking forward to early next year, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Insane.
All right, Dana. That'll do it for the news.
Ooh,
pretty busy week.
Busy week. Yeah.
Not bad.
God of War, baby.
God of War, man. 94.
94. Yeah.
Crazy.
A lot of games.
Yeah. All right. We will now move on to what we've been playing. Daniel?
Yes.
Do we want to talk about Plague Tale right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
We have both. First, we've both been playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've both beaten a Plague Tale Requiem. Daniel, what'd you think?
Amazing. Great game. We're only a week, 2 weeks, or whatever this is. I can already tell you this game's going to be snubbed for awards. This game is, I think, already underplayed. I think it's probably getting a lot of marketing for Game Pass. And it just makes me sad seeing not enough.
It is underplayed, right? Because they did come out the other day and there were like 1 million players, and
which is very good.
That's very good. It's a good amount, but it's not like exceptionally high, right?
Yes, 100% for sure. And I see it in my mind's eye, of it being snubbed for stuff. Just like, all right. Well.
Yeah. Do you think it's one of the 6 in the Game of the Year Keeley things? Yeah, I don't either.
I think it probably has. We'll see what's even there, right? Because like I was thinking about that. I was in Friends of the Show Nerdic God, unofficial Nerdic God, Tucker. I was in his Discord talking with some people of, what is those 6 games, and it seems like we probably have 3 locked, even though I probably wouldn't put one of them, which is God of War, Elden Ring, and probably Horizon.
I don't know if Horizon's a lock, if I'm being honest.
I know for me, I don't think it would be if I were to predict, but like that's probably your top 3 right now. I would assume maybe
God of War,
Xenoblade.
Elden Ring, guaranteed lock.
Yeah, maybe Xenoblade is reviewed very well. I know that's probably not played.
See, I would think you're gonna get at least one Nintendo game. You might get 2 this year because Nintendo's had a sneakily good year. I think it'll either be Bayonetta or Sparks of Hope. I would say. I think Xenoblade is the one that gets forgotten about.
I mean, that reviewed better than.
I know they reviewed, but I think they do this thing on Game Awards too, where they try to diversify the types of games that are in it.
Speaking of. Here's 2 that I'm going to give you that are also 2 of the better reviewed games of the year. That do you think either one or both, maybe or none, make it onto the top 6? Neon White and Immortality.
Yes. Yeah.
Both or one or none.
Because certainly they'll put their one indie game on there, right? At least.
Neon White.
That's what they love to do.
Come
Neon
on,
White, Immortality, and the one I wouldn't underestimate quite yet is Somerville.
Rogue Legacy.
Ooh, no, I think that'll get.
That's a 90.
About. Yeah, no, it is. I know, but it's not. It's not always the highest critic scores, especially with this.
I know.
Especially how they like to diversify what types of games are on there.
Of course, yeah.
The one I wouldn't underestimate is, depending on the review scores, are Somerville. I think that could.
It could make it.
This isn't technically an indie. Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. It's not technically an indie game, but I could see Pentiment. But those. I wonder if those are on the cutoff. November 15th.
The cutoff might be like.
The day after. Yeah, literally. Like
we need to look into the cutoffs. Keeley is in his cutoffs.
If I had to guess, I think it'll be
Go for it.
Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon, Sparks of Hope. I'm gonna say Neon White. I think Neon White will be your one indie.
Yes, let's go, baby.
And then for the last one, I don't know if
Immortality?
they'll put. I don't think Immortality. I think that's a bit too niche.
Okay.
I don't. Bayonetta is an interesting one because that would be 4 third-person action-y type games, right? With your Elden Ring, your Horizon, your God of War. Yeah, maybe Plague Tale could fit in right there. But again, that's very similar to Horizon and God of War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that last one would be. I'm gonna guess Bayonetta. I think Bayonetta will get it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
That'd be
I'll be eating.
Yeah. It's a good lineup. Yeah. I think very hard to predict the other 4 besides God of War and Elden Ring.
That's a lock. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, like, especially after God of War reviews, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think really, it's gonna come down to God of War or Elden Ring for the game of the year talk.
I think pretty easy.
And I think really, Elden Ring's just gonna sweep it.
It should be. The problem is like it's going to be who is the people that pick.
I think considering that they gave Game of the Year 2018 to God of War 2018, I think they'll give it to Elden Ring this time.
A sequel might hurt God of War, right? The Elden Ring isn't a sequel.
Although they did give it to FromSoft with Sekiro in 2019, so they both kind of got some similar stuff there. Yeah.
I'm a Souls boy apparently now. So
yeah, I guess you are. Shit.
Been playing Bloodborne.
You gotta slit your wrist.
Dark Souls 1?
Start playing games now.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't need to bleed on the fucking controller.
Oh my god.
Those are my guesses for Game of the Year. Back to Plague Tale Requiem though.
Yeah.
Beat it as well. Absolutely loved it. Ballsy ending, fantastic. I think I've been looking on Reddit and stuff, just like searching what people think about the ending and stuff like that. A lot of people somewhat unhappy with it. I've been noticing. I like it. I think no spoilers, of course, but like it's a ballsy ending. It's a bit
very
different.
Fitting ending.
Yeah, it's a bit different from other types of entertainment, and I quite enjoyed it for that.
Yeah, it seems like they had a story to tell, and over the journey of these 2 games, and like I think they told the story they wanted to tell, and not really take any pull any punches. Like they told the story, and they kind of did something. Yeah, ballsy, I think, is a good word for that. I don't really want to spoil anything, and even what like the future of like this series could be. I definitely want more Plague Tale. Like I love both these games, so I don't know what the future even holds for the series.
I would like another game, similar to this game, right? But not Plague Tale. I think we could move on from the Plague Tale universe and just take everything you learned from these two Plague Tale games and put that into another single player third person type game.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to spoil anything. They definitely open it for more games.
Sure.
We'll say that at least.
We know they did say though that there's no plans for another game in the series as of right now, but you know,
Yeah.
who knows? That could change at any moment. So
Yeah, and this team is very talented. Like I think maybe that they shouldn't buy them, but I think Xbox maybe partner with them. Make a pull a PlayStation. You're gonna make a even if they they don't buy them, make an exclusive game for us. Boom, here's some money.
I think buying them would very much be a maybe not current day PlayStation, but an older PlayStation type move, right? Team up with them for
exactly. That's
stuff,
what I mean.
do the marketing stuff with them, and then purchase them after working with them for so many years. I think it would make a lot of sense for. Yeah, I feel like it would make a lot of sense after this whole Activision Blizzard thing goes through for Microsoft to look at these guys and possibly purchase them. And everyone's getting acquired anyway, so if you're Microsoft, you might as well fucking buy these guys.
And I think that that's probably like after this deal goes through, that might be like number one on the list. Like what is it like? Maybe I brought them up before, like Studio MDHR, but it's like they seem to be like being groomed by Netflix to be purchased at this point.
Sure, so. They have that whole Epic deal now too, right? So, yeah.
So they're probably out of it, but yeah, like this might be like number one pickup, for Xbox after Activision or Sega if they're doing that. Who knows?
Yeah. One of the standouts though for me with Plague Tale was I mean obviously the story, the writing, it's what you're here for. It's my favorite part. Yeah, the characters. I think they nailed the side characters in this one. That was my biggest complaint after the first one game was the side characters weren't really all that. They weren't really all that interesting. They weren't there for long enough time. Yeah, and now there's pretty much three main side characters I would say in this game with Lucas, Sophia, and Arnold. You could say the mom sort of, right? Yeah. You could. She's here and there, kind of. It gets less screen time than any of the other three, though.
Yes.
But I think with those, they really focused on those three side characters, and they made them great. Like, almost just as great as Hugo and Amicia, right?
For sure, because you're spending so much time with them, right?
Yeah.
Little dialogue.
They are your companions throughout the whole game. There's rarely times in this game where it's just you and Hugo, or it's just Amicia, right? It's normally three people.
Mm-hmm. And then there's usually a mechanic tied to, each one of them. Sophia has a little prism that she could guide you to a light source, or Arno, you can have him attack someone. He's just a big brute with a sword and a shield. He can only fight like one at a time, but you can have him kill people. Lucas, like he's an alchemist, so he can like create little smoke bomb, stun people. You can run away, stuff like that. They did a really good job with the side characters.
And they do such a great job of using those within the different puzzles, right? Using the prism that Sophia had, and then using Arnold to go fight people and stuff like that. I thought they did a really excellent job of making those puzzles unique when you had those characters.
Yeah, definitely. And even Hugo and Amicia, like they took their humble beginnings of the first game and they have evolved with them. They made it a little darker of a story. A little more, I think, adult, probably. There's some pretty dark things in this game.
Definitely, yeah. New stuff with the combat. The crossbow was obviously very fun. I enjoyed that, yeah. Especially when you had to like light up different areas or stuff like that. You would like throw a fire bolt at like a plank or whatever, light that up, then run over there. Again, the puzzles with the rats are again the standout to me. I think some of the puzzles that don't involve the rats, those get a little boring to me.
Human stuff?
Yeah.
That's usually the worst part for me.
Yeah, especially when it's just like, oh, move this cart or whatever to a certain part, and it's like, oh, but it's stuck under this thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Then have another character hold a different object and pull that up so you can grab the card out, and it's like you guys did that like over and over again. They did it a bit too much to where I was noticing, and I was just like, okay, this is kind of boring.
Yeah, I think that my biggest issue overall with like the whole game would be like sometimes like I kind of wish, not that I need the game to hold my hand. I don't ever really want to. I like stealth games. I like these type of games. Like sometimes I just felt like I don't know what you're really wanting me to do right now. I can kind of see what I need to do, but like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to like have these rats get attracted over here, or like You know what I mean? Did you
Yeah.
ever have that
Oh,
problem?
definitely. There'd be points where you're just surrounded by rats, and I'm like, okay, what do I do here? And sometimes the
Yeah.
areas would be a little too open for you to where you'd have like
Yes.
too many options, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know which one's gonna get me where here, so I'm just kind of continuously going, and then eventually I would die, and then I'd go and then try to pick a different path to pick through.
Yeah, and I think that would make that part worse. Like the trial and error is like the checkpointing. I felt like having to restart sections would maybe restart me too far back.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah, sometimes it would like restart the whole area, right? 'Cause they
Yeah,
would
and
do
I'm
this
like,
thing where
oh,
like you always had to get to a door, right? And it was
yeah,
always like the same door, the same animation with the
the
door.
same lock. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, okay, it's funny these doors are just fucking everywhere. But yeah, sometimes it would just be like, oh, you're starting me way back at the beginning of this. I'm like, you fuckers.
yeah, yeah.
But I do
I'm
find the
with you.
puzzles, majority of the puzzles with the rats, I think are very good, and probably my
Yes.
favorite part of like the actual gameplay, right? Obviously,
I mean,
favorite,
that's
my
what they've
favorite part's
highlighted
the
of the
story
series.
here, but like I think the puzzles are secondary. And then
Yes,
what's interesting how much I love this game is I don't love stealth. I don't love stealth games.
sure.
You know, I like them. I'll play them, but it's definitely not my favorite thing. With this game, I do very much enjoy the stealth. It still holds the game back a little bit for me to like.
Okay. I mean, it's a little more.
being like, holy shit, this game's at like a 10 out of 10. You know.
Yeah, it's not like an arcane stealth game where it's a little more
Sure.
open. You can kind of do what you want. It is
Yeah.
like
And I wouldn't
it's
call
still
it
pretty,
like a Hitman either, where it's like
It's
that
not,
intense
yeah.
stealth, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is more of a cinematic stealth experience. Like they want you to do it in a specific way and stuff like that. Even though there is like a little room for you want to do what you want to do, but not nearly as much as those other games at all.
Definitely.
Yeah, this game's incredible. More people need to play it.
Yeah, I agree. More people should play it. It's definitely up there. And gonna be up there in my game of the year talks for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
What else you been playing, Danny?
We could talk about Vampire Survivors. Did you end up checking it out at all?
No, I saw it's coming to console, so I was just like,
You just
okay,
waiting for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck it. I'll just download it on Xbox.
Because it will just be play a few runs because
Yeah.
so that you basically in this game you I think I don't know how much I talked about it last week. Did I talk about it much?
A little bit.
Okay, so yeah, you're not really attacking in the game. All the attacking is auto done. You are moving around. It is kind of an auto attacker, I guess is kind of how you would describe it. Which kind of sounds pretty basic, but it is very fun. But basically, what you're doing is you're killing enemies, and they're dropping basically XP crystals, and you have to go collect them, and you level yourself up. Every time you level up, you get like an option of three choices. It's either like an item or a weapon, or like you can keep leveling up a weapon you already have or something like that. And then sometimes enemies will drop like a chest, and then you get like a random item. And it's just how far you can go. I don't know if you can beat these levels because I haven't gotten that far. But as you evolve and you level up and you kill, maybe it's you kill a certain amount as well. The enemies evolve. You'll see more and more enemies. Like it starts from bats to skeletons to like ghouly zombies, and I got to like this like greenish ghoul people and praying mantis, and that's kind of as far as I got. I can't hit level 10 yet. I don't know if I'm just bad at the game, but it's pretty fun. The music's great. It has really cool art style, kind of pixel art, very Castlevania
Yeah, I've
looking.
seen images of it. It looks very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think you'll have fun. It'd be nice just to pop in, play a match. Like
Yeah, it seems like a cool one to just have downloaded at all times. Just pop in,
Yeah.
whatever, play a couple matches, leave, come back a few months later, or whatever.
that's yeah. It's not really like a roguelite. Like you're not really doing runs like that, but like you can just the matches are just so quick. I know that a lot of people are playing this on Steam Deck. This seems like a great Steam Deck game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't need
yeah.
that many
Be good.
controls.
Is it coming to Switch now? Do we know?
I don't know. I know Xbox is because it's on PC Game Pass. The See, I wonder if like my progress goes over because I'm on PC Game Pass to console. If
Oh,
it
yeah.
does, I'll switch to console because I want to try a stick to move.
Sure.
Like I've been using WASD to move, and
Oof.
it never feels good to move, right? It just doesn't feel good to move that way. So it may be a
Feels like I'm
stick.
doing
I might
taxes.
I mean, come on. Goaty for 2022. That's in the top 6 right there. Elden Ring, God of War, taxes.
Taxes.
But it's great, and I hope more people check it out. I don't know if it's going to make it into any of our awards. I'd have to kind of look and see and play it more. But yeah, I think it's a really fun game. I think more people should check it out.
Cool. And then I think we've both been playing a little bit of Bayonetta 3.
I have one more game before that.
Ooh, okay, go ahead then.
I played and beat the campaign for Call of Duty.
Oh, I forgot.
I did that before.
I forgot about this. Nice. How was it?
Yeah. It was great. It was fun. There are some pretty negative reviews. I don't really see why. There was like one mission that I put in our chat, and I don't think anybody even saw or responded. But there was one mission that I played for like an hour. I just couldn't beat this one mission. It was so annoying.
Yeah.
The checkpoints, like
Oof.
you basically were driving in this car, and you had to like keep getting progressing, and it was just way too long, and I have to keep restarting the whole thing, and it was just frustrating.
Just one of those Call of Duty things where you die way too fast. It's like,
Yeah, the car would just explode, and it's like,
and it pops up with the it's like a quote from like a president
yeah,
or whatever.
they always do that.
Yeah.
They always do that. It's fun if you like the 2019 game. This just expands it. It introduces more characters from like the old trilogy. In the first game, 2019, the reboot, you had Price, you had Gaz from the first Modern Warfare, and Nikolai, the Russian guy. You had those three from. Those are really the only returning characters.
Is Ghost
from
there?
Now in Modern Warfare 2, he's on the cover. He's the big one they're introducing. So Ghost is there now. They're bringing Soap in now as well. And Shepard, if you remember, if you played Modern Warfare 2, the old Modern Warfare 2, Shepard was kind of like the main villain in that game.
Did you play as him at some point?
I don't think
Was he the old guy with the mustache?
Yeah, he was the general.
Okay.
And Shepard, he is in this game as well. So there's a few returning characters, and then there's a new. They bring Farah back from 2019. She was kind of like Price's friend in the Middle East. She comes back for a little bit.
Similar to the original story at all, or is it's just like a completely new tale with these characters?
It's a spiritual sequel. Like there are some loose things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. I mean, do you want me to spoil any little thing?
I mean,
I could spoil a little bit.
I don't know if you can spoil it on the show.
I'll just say this one thing. So I just told you, like Shepard in the original Modern Warfare 2 kind of starts as a, the general, and he's helping you or whatever. And then by the end of the game, he's actually betraying you, and you end up having to fight and kill Shepard. In this Modern Warfare 2, spoilers. Shepard, by the end of the game, you realize he is a villain. It doesn't end with you like having a clash with him, but it seems like maybe that might be where they're going.
Setting up Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, maybe with Shepard as being a villain.
Does he kill Ghosts again?
No. None of the main cast dies. They introduce a new hero because a lot of this deals with like the cartel. Basically the guy from the Middle Eastern guy uses the cartel to like hide him out and stuff. So you go to like the Mexican special ops, and you basically befriend a special ops guy. His name's Alejandro. You probably have seen him in any of the trailers. He is kind of with the crew, and he's great. Alejandro's awesome. There are some cool missions with him. And what Modern Warfare 2 really seems like is like a setup for the next game. Like it's like, all right, now we set up like some introduction characters, Price and Gaz, and Farah, and Modern Warfare 2 is like, we got a crew and we got a cast. We're kind of family. We've been through a lot together. We have Soap now. We have Ghost now. Gaz is there. Price is there. There's like the lady that works for like the CIA, Laswell. She's back again from the first game, and you kind of have this like crew you're setting up, and it's like Task Force 141 is just doing missions after this game. So I had a really good time. It's just a fun action movie. It's play a 5-6 hour action movie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty bombastic. Some pretty cool, interesting mission types. Like there's a mission where you're as Soap, I'm pretty sure. And because you're Soap. You really only get to play as two people for the most part. You play as Gaz, who you played as in the first one, and you play as Soap. That's kind of the main people you're playing. You're just bouncing back and forth. And there's one mission with you as Soap and Ghost. You're by yourselves. And Soap is like at a computer looking at cameras, and you have to bounce between camera to camera and tell Ghost what to do. So it's like a
okay.
puzzle strategy. So
Sure.
you're like move behind this cover, um, knife this enemy,
And what,
shoot
he
this
just goes and
guy,
does it then?
and he
And
goes and
you're like
does it.
watching him? Oh, that's
And
cool.
sometimes you'll mess up and he'll die and you have to restart that section or something.
Oof.
And you have to bounce between cameras and stuff. And you kind of have to get him, oh, do this little distraction over here, then take out these guys one by one or something like that. It was an interesting little mission there. I kind of liked it. And they always do a good job of Call of Duty. I think is pretty much every Call of Duty has kind of changed it up with gameplay. They don't just first person shooter the whole time.
Except that one sniper mission they always got.
The sniper mission, this one's pretty fun. I will say it's a little too long. It's not as good as All Gillied Up from Modern Warfare 1. That's like a legendary all-time.
That's one like
all-time
the snow,
great.
right? And you're like climbing through shit.
No. That's
Is that
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare
2.
2? Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. Modern Warfare 1 is All Gillied Up. It's where you're in the ghillie suit.
Oh,
You're
is that
playing
with the
as...
Ferris wheel?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, you're playing as Price back in the day.
I platinumed the Modern Warfare 1, the remaster.
Oh, okay.
It's a hard platinum, man.
I'm sure.
The plane mission where you got to do it in like a
yes,
quick amount of
Mile
time.
High.
Mile High, that's it, dude. That was so hard. That's
Yeah,
one
you
of my
have to do it in,
harder
like,
platinums.
You have to do that mission very quickly, right?
I think it's under a minute. I think
Under a minute?
Yeah.
You have to like learn
this
exactly.
was
where
a
people
few
are.
years ago when I did it. Now, yeah. But like, I remember on 360 days, I watched my friend do it for like, and he was trying for like 6 hours. I was just
Yeah,
like,
it's tough.
I was just
I
like
never
at a
did it.
sleepover and like being tortured watching this guy fucking try to do this over and over again. So I always wanted to do it myself, and then when it came out on PS4 last gen, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I never got around to Modern Warfare 2 remastered. Though. I should do that at some point. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that was just the campaign, right, for that one.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 2 on 360, I have all the achievements for that one. You know what was really fun on the OG Modern Warfare 2 was Spec Ops. You remember this? The co-op Spec Ops missions? Those are really fun.
I think Spec Ops is in this Modern Warfare 2.
Is it? Okay.
I haven't really
I would
looked
love
into it,
just bring those missions back or just make them again, make new ones.
Yeah, I have to look see what these
type
ones
of
are.
things. Yeah. There's some really fun stuff in that.
Yeah. I haven't really popped into multiplayer yet. I would like to maybe play a few matches. I usually do. And they seem like they're going to ride on this Modern Warfare 2 for a little while now.
Yeah, I just read like Ranked's coming next year or something.
Yeah, they'll probably just do some DLC around this time next year. And then it seems like Treyarch is the year after that.
Yeah.
And then who knows, then Sledgehammer probably. So that's what 2024 then 2025. So we might not be getting a Modern Warfare 3 until 2026.
Yeah. Yeah, could be pretty far out. Yeah. Just give them 4 years. I mean, that's a good amount of time to make that.
Yeah.
So.
And I will say the actual cinematic cutscenes, unreal. Yeah. They are so high quality.
Oh, like graphically?
Yes.
Yeah. I saw a little bit of gameplay of this. It looked beautiful.
The in-game is really good looking, and then you get to like the actual cinematic cutscenes are next level.
That
like
Call of Duty money, you know.
It's who works on them partially is Blur, famously of Blizzard, doing their cinematics and stuff. They help on Call of Duty. Yeah, like if someone were to walk in, they would think it's a movie. That's like, it is a real life basically. And it was really good in 2019. The cinematic
graphics are just getting too good now. We gotta go back. It's too
we
realistic.
Gotta go back to the island.
Realistic. We can't do this. We can't do this.
Yeah.
All right, then Daniel. We both been playing Bayonetta 3 a little bit.
Yep.
How far?
I played like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Do you know a mission? I think I'm on like the 5th mission.
Yeah, I'm only on like 2 because there's a prologue, 1, 2. Yeah, I think I'm in 3 actually.
Okay, I'm probably a little bit farther than you. But nonetheless, I'm having a lot of fun right away.
Yeah.
Again, you're immediately reminded how good the fucking combat is in Bayonetta, right? It's oh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2.
Just got our guns.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, immediately you're just reminded how good the combat is in these games, and I'm immediately reminded how much I fucking suck at hack and slash games. I'm horrible. Yeah. I bumped this down to easy. I did the same thing with DMC 5. I had to because I'm just like, man, I'm not gonna sit here and pound my head.
Just have fun
for too long.
It's just fun.
And that's what these games are, right? It's just you're just looking at crazy. You're fighting crazy big demons and shit, and it's just like you just want to have fun. And it's just like
that's all it is.
I do not want to sit here and be frustrated. I just want to have a good time. So knock it down to easy. But yeah, I'm having a great time nonetheless. What a wild story they're going for here.
The opening is really crazy.
Yeah, no, it really is. Bayonetta and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, it's pretty much what this game seems to be. I don't really want to spoil anything about the opening, but yeah, the opening is really cool. A cool setup. I guess we'll see where it goes. I do want to say Jen Hale. It feels the same to
didn't even
me.
notice, right?
I know, because if you remember back, I said this before. If you remember back when we first saw this game, I knew that it wasn't Helena, and it wasn't confirmed. I think right at the time, I could tell it's not Helena, but Jen Hale is just like it feels perfect and fine.
Yeah.
Like she is just Bayonetta now. Like it, especially with everything that's happening with Helena Taylor.
Yeah, no, like honestly, I would have if no one ever told me that it was a different voice actress now, I never would have noticed.
Yeah, she does a great job. Bayonetta is just what a fun character. She's just great.
Yeah.
Every like just over the top like.
I just love the wacky like spectacle stuff.
It's insane.
There's a point where you're riding your big demon and you're riding like a
You're like
wave.
surfing buildings.
Yeah, you're like surfing and then for the surf shoes or whatever you want to call them, he's got boats on each feet. He's got like 4 different boats. I'm like, okay, that's badass.
It's insane. Like. And yeah, I guess we could talk about some mechanics in the game. They introduced the new like using a summon.
Yeah.
And you could like, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Devil May Cry 5 with
V.
What's his name? V.
Yeah.
With having those other people fight for him. It was
that's
kind of
exactly
like
what
that.
I was thinking of too. Yeah.
The only thing, like, I'm still got to get used to like not being able to use Bayonetta for anything. Like, you can't move.
Oh
you
wow,
can't,
you're controlling.
You can't dodge. Yeah, like you're pretty vulnerable. But for that period of time, as that meter goes down.
Yeah.
But the demons are super cool. I only have 2 demons right now. I got the normal like demon dog, thing, which has been in every game, and then I have the new Mistress of Atrocity.
Yeah.
She's really cool. I like her. Like she has like a blow kiss ability and just like hits everything right in front of her. Super cool. I like all her combos now with like she has that new Mistress of Atrocity, which I guess is just for this Bayonetta, this version of Bayonetta. I'm not sure because this wasn't in the other games, but you have like little combos and she'll come out or be like part of her or whatever. You could like see her kind of take over Bayonetta. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff when you like turn into the butterfly too, or whatever the fuck you get.
That's
like,
what I mean.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's like the demon is like mixing with her at the same time. It's very cool.
It seems like they kind of combine that with the jumping in the air mechanics.
Yes,
and doing the combos in the air and stuff like that. I think that's why I'm so bad at these. Is like I'm always just so bad at memorizing combos.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do. You can get away with doing the combos that work for you. You don't.
Well, if you put it on easy, they give you a thing where you could just mash buttons and it'll do combos for you. I took that off actually because I was like, that's a little bit. That took a little bit of the fun away from me because I am just mashing buttons at that point. Like I want to try to memorize the combos, but like by the time I memorize the combos, the game will be over, and that's what always happens.
Just put it on and then enjoy the spectacle and the story and the characters.
That's exactly what I'm doing, right? But yeah, it's a wacky game. I love it. I love it. It's funny how because I always am reminded that because I played a good amount of Bayonetta 1 and I played all 2, and I always just think back like I never really liked the stories in these games, but I like watching the cutscenes. Like I don't think they're like well told, well written stories, but they are very fun. Over
the top action, and I don't think they need to be deep stories. I'm curious where this is going to go though. And it's a little weird that it seems like these aren't even any of our versions of these characters, I don't think, right? Is this not our version of Bayonetta?
No, I think Bayonetta
is this
Bayonetta.
Our people? Is this our Rodon and Enzo and Bayonetta?
No, because I think Rodon's the bartender, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been in every game as well. All of them have.
I think he's our Rodon, but I think Enzo... From what I've seen of Enzo,
because
I met him in a different universe. Yeah, I think that is a different Enzo. So I think it just depends. I think we started off, though, with our base Bayonetta from Bayonetta 2.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Opening. It's the first 5 minutes.
So that one or the next one?
The next one. Okay, so yeah, the one you start off with where...
is what? A different multiverse?
A different one, yeah.
Okay.
And then...
Okay. So you think
then the character that gets teleported into a different universe, that universe was our Bayonetta from Bayonetta 2.
Okay, so that is okay. Because the interesting thing that to I guess a little to your point is that first one, the intro is the Bayonetta 1 look. That is not like
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2's look or anything.
That's a good point.
That is because like this right here, this is Bayonetta 2's look.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 1, she has that big, her hair is kind of up more, and she has like
Got the
shorter hair in
ponytail.
this one. Yeah, she has the ponytail, which I found interesting. It's pretty cool little opening. I like the opening a lot. What do you think about Viola so far?
She's cool. I know.
You probably know more than I do at this point.
Yeah, I know a little bit more than you do at this. I know we play as two different characters. I have yet to do that, but I know.
I think you play as Viola, right?
Yeah, I think we play as Viola at some point. Oh, did you play as her in the prequel part?
I have not played.
You haven't played as any other character? Okay, I think we play as her at some point. I haven't either. So unless you did in that prequel chapter for a minute.
No, you just played Bayonetta.
Okay. But I haven't either. I know I've read that you do though. You play as her and someone else.
I feel like in the trailer we saw her.
Yeah, we probably did in
played.
the trailer because I know that's a bigger complaint people are having is her combat, and then who's the other? There's another character we play as.
Well, there's Jean.
Jean, yeah, I think it is.
It's like
Jean.
her best friend.
Yeah. Isn't that like her sister or something?
No, they're both Umbra witches.
Oh, okay, that's it.
I mean, but they're like best friends.
Gotcha. I think we play as Jean and Viola.
She's in every
at some
game.
point. Yeah. So
okay, I mean, Jean's awesome. I love Jean as a character. She's great.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to play as her as well. Well, you know what? I did one of those challenge things, and it showed Jean's picture.
Oh, did it? Okay, so there you go. Yeah.
So there, and maybe even if it was just in the challenge rooms, maybe you could play as Jean.
Yeah, when there's like New Game Plus or something, you could go back and like play.
She was there with that challenge I did, like helping me. But like, I wonder if I can actually play as her at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, we're both gonna have to get deeper into this game. I'll probably try to beat it over the weekend. So. Enjoying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I need to beat it before God of War. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's my main focus there. Right?
Yeah, God of War's coming out Wednesday. So
Wednesday.
One way or another, I will not start God of War before I beat Bayonetta.
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna beat Bayonetta first.
I'm gonna get through Bayonetta over the weekend. It can't be longer than like 12 hours. So. No.
I think there's like probably 15 chapters. It's probably about the same length. Something I would assume as
12 to 15 hours is what I'm expecting. So
yeah,
probably around there. The last thing I have beaten is the Resident Evil DLC, the Shadows of Rose.
We should be full spoilers because I need to know it.
Oh, you want full spoilers?
I want full.
Okay.
We're gonna big warning.
Go to full spoilers here.
Full spoilers for the Shadow of Rose DLC.
It was about 3 hours long.
What is the story?
Okay, the story is basically you play as Rose, right?
3 hours long, yeah.
3 hours long, you play as Rose in a third-person aspect. The whole thing's in third person now. Obviously, graphically, it just looks like
the superior way to play Resident Evil.
Yeah, some would say. I don't know who, but someone. Anyways, you're Rose, and you get contacted by some guy that works for Chris, right? Rose
is he still BSAA or no? Is he Umbrella now, right?
I don't know. You don't see Chris throughout this whole thing, but some guy that works for Chris. Apparently, Rose and him have some sort of relationship. Rose and Chris. And this guy that works for Chris is
probably
like
fatherly, I would assume.
Yeah, so apparently Rose has had these powers her whole life. Like they don't really specify what her powers are in the real world, and I'll get to that in a second. But like they don't really tell you what her powers are in the real world. But she wants to get rid of her powers. She's been like outcasted, and she's like been called a freak her whole life because she's had these powers.
She's a bioweapon.
Yeah, exactly. And like no one wants to be her friend, and shit like that. So anyways, this scientist guy that is working for Chris or somehow attached to Chris, he comes to you. He tells you, hey, I might have a way to get rid of your powers. You go and there's whatever was in Resident Evil Village is like attached to Rose. There's like some...
Megamycete?
Yeah, there you go. Megamycete. That's it. And then he's like, hey, I got a piece of the Megamycete. If you go and you like touch that, right, you will then go into the Megamycete, which like pretty much...
Well, didn't we blow it up?
He has a piece of it somehow, so I don't know. He took a piece from after it got blown up or whatever, and he's like, hey, if you go in there, you might be able to go into the Megamycete's memories or something, or like the Megamycete apparently absorbed everyone who died around that time, who died around the Megamycete when it got blown up.
No! So is Homeboy dead?
I'll get to that.
Oh,
we will get the full spoilers. But anyways,
okay.
you basically then get transported into the Megamycete, right? And into everyone's memories, who or maybe not everyone, but like the Megamycete's memories or whatever the fuck. I don't know. So anyways, you're in this whole weird dream world, right?
Right.
And so basically the first part is just the castle again. It's
right.
And it's just the first section is just typical Resident Evil. Go around, you got to collect these 3 masks, because the crystal that you want, and the crystal is apparently the thing that's going to take away Rose's powers. The crystal that you want is being guarded by the fat guy who sold you shit in Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, the homeboy.
Yeah. He's like evil now, or at least in this dream world, he's evil, and he's like guarding the crystal. But like he leaves that room, then you got to collect 3 different masks because like the statue's holding onto the crystal, and the 3 masks will make it unlock the crystal, right? So the first part is basically very, very similar to the opening of Resident Evil Village. Yeah, you're walking around the castle again. It's literally the same castle. It looks a little different. There's like shit coming off the walls because it's like a dream world and shit like that. Yeah, you're not fighting like zombies or whatever the fuck you were fighting in Village now. Now they're like these weird dreams. They look like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Okay,
like, those are the things you're fighting, and you go around, you get guns, stuff like that. That's pretty much how it starts off. Eventually,
so Rose, you're shooting as Rose.
Yeah, you're shooting as a Rose. You get a shotgun, you get a pistol. You don't get anything other than a shotgun and a pistol. Again, it's basically just very basic Resident Evil. Stripped down. It's very fun, obviously. If you like Resident Evil, you like Resident Evil. It's just that, so that's fun. And then eventually you get these powers where you can like freeze the zombies for a second.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's like if you see the trailer, she like holds out her hand, this white shit comes out. Yeah, then you freeze the zombies.
How does this work? Is it like a meter?
It's just like so you at first you get 3 of them, right? And then you can collect different herbs that will give you more, right? It'll like refill your meter. Yeah, regenerate your meter. So you get 3 at first. Obviously that upgrades throughout the course of it.
Is there a way to get it back without having to use an item?
No, you have to find the herbs. It's like healing yourself, right? Where you need to find like a medicine and you need to combine the herbs or whatever. So it pretty much becomes that. And that gets interesting, right? Because it's like, okay, you could freeze them, then you could shoot them, right? And then you kill them, get past them. Eventually you can like freeze them and push them back a little bit to like try to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
And that stuff gets very interesting. So yeah, you get through that, you get through the mass, you grab the thing, and it's like, oh, that's not the real crystal. Then you fall like even deeper into this like dream realm, and this is when it gets really cool. They strip away your weapons and stuff, and now this is kind of like the dollhouse area from Resident Evil Village, and like I think
so. No enemies really?
Yeah, no. They strip away your weapons, and there is an enemy. The enemy's really fucking cool, but it's like the little girl, whatever her name was, Evelyn from
Evelyn.
Yeah. She's like the main villain of this section, right?
Oh,
so she comes back and like she's like super mad at Rose because like Rose like took her life or whatever. And, like, she wanted to be Rose or something like that. I think eventually throughout this you find out that Evelyn was like a copy of Rose, but like she couldn't take control of the Megamycete. I don't fucking know what's going on in this story.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. Yeah. Weird Resident Evil shit, right?
I'm trying to follow, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, this section is really fucking scary because there's this cool mechanic where so you're going around, you got to collect these different dolls, right? And these dolls are kind of like explaining parts of Rose's early life. How like different people didn't want to be friends with her because of her powers. People were making fun of her. They were like bullying her and shit like that. And that gets like really emotional and really cool. And then these dolls eventually, they just get like bigger and bigger each room you enter. Like it's like it starts off as a tiny doll and you're just like, that's weird. Then you enter the next room, it's like a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then like the next room you go in, there's like a full size doll. It's like taller than you at this point. It's got like glowing eyes. You're just looking at that and like, you know, obviously it jump scares you a little bit when you enter a room and you're like, oh fuck, that's terrifying. Then you look away from it and you hear like footsteps and it's like really loud like that. And then you look back at it and the mannequin, it's like a mannequin now, a full size mannequin, it freezes, right? And then you turn away from it, you take the flashlight off it, follows you again.
Can it kill you?
Yeah. So you have to keep looking at it. You have to keep the flashlight on the mannequin.
Classic enemy.
Yeah. And like I swear to God, they put the PT hallway in this. Like it's like the exact same layout as PT.
Cool.
And so you're basically walking backwards throughout this house, trying to get to these different areas and collect these different dolls so you can move on with the puzzle. But you have to walk backwards because you have to keep your eye on this mannequin. And then eventually you figure out that puzzle. And then there's you keep an eye on that mannequin, right? And you open a door, there's another one.
No.
It's like right there. And then you have to like flash
Keep
back
an eye
and,
on too.
yeah, you have to flash back and forth between both of them, and then I'm walking backwards.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get back to this elevator. There's a third one. I'm like, holy fuck! And now 3 of them are chasing you, and it is like literally the creepiest fucking thing because it's like these dark hallways. Sometimes they'll be way at the end of the hallway because you froze them there, and all you can see is like their eyes, and then like. You're like, oh shit, I have to like look where I'm going real quick or try to find a different hallway or a different door or something, and you gotta take it off them for a second, and you just hear the loud stomps coming at you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it is a really cool, creepy mechanic that was like definitely the best highlight of this DLC. But yeah, that was a really cool part. And then anyways, you get through all that, and then you go like even deeper into the dream.
Naturally.
Yeah, and then you end up meeting that weird villain at the end of Village that had like the wings and like she was like the mind of the Megamycete
Mother Miranda.
There you go. Yeah, you end up seeing her again, and like I didn't mention this, but this whole time you're getting directions from just you're getting like help from just like yellow words are being written on the wall. It'll be
in
like
the trailer, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be like go here or go there, and she's like talking to the words in cutscenes. The words don't want to tell you her name. Spoilers. It's Ethan.
No,
yeah,
of course it's Ethan.
Yeah. So, who Rose has never met, obviously, because what was she doing? She was a baby, but obviously Ethan's been dead that whole time. And so yeah, come the end of the game, it's like you fighting the mother. What's her name? Mother Miranda. Yeah, you're fighting her. Ethan's helping you. He's like, the deeper you go in the dream, the stronger Ethan can get. So like, eventually he appears, and like it's like his full form, and they have like a really touching moment at the end. No, they do a really funny thing in like the final cutscene where like Rose and Ethan are having like a real heart-to-heart moment, like, you know, like, oh, I love you, I never met you, I wish I knew you, yada yada yada. But like they'll like cover Ethan's face with Rose's arm or something, and they'll just like put the camera in the third person
mode. I don't think you still see his face.
Yeah, apparently you can't see his face when you actually go in the third person mode. But,
it's the funniest thing. They do not want to show you this basic looking dude.
Yeah. But basically, I mean, so come the end, you're just fighting a giant Mother Miranda again. You're shooting shit at her. You're using your powers in like cool ways this time too, because eventually the deeper you go in the stream, the stronger Rose's powers get as well. So it's like, by the end when you're fighting Mother Miranda, she's like chucking these big like yellow ball things at you, and Rose is like grabbing them with her powers and throwing them back and stuff like that, which is unique for Resident Evil, right? And you don't really see that typically in Resident Evil type games. But yeah, it was a fun DLC. I thought it was a good little playthrough I had with it. I enjoyed playing it. I don't know if I'd buy it for $20 or recommend it for that price, but
what's the ending? You didn't say the ending.
Oh, it's pretty much it. Her and Rose have like Ethan and Rose. You defeat Mother Miranda. Ethan and Rose have like a heart to heart, and then she just gets transported back. She ends up breaking the crystal because at one point Mother Miranda like stabs Ethan, and Rose is like, oh no, and she realizes she needs to keep her powers instead of using the crystal to get rid of her powers. She needs to keep her powers to save Ethan, so she ends up breaking the crystal, and she still ends up having her powers. And then at the very end, she's back in the real world. She like visits Ethan's grave, and then one of Chris's agents comes up and is like, "Hey, we need you." And then they get in a car and drive off.
That's the ending of Village.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as.
So
I wonder if it was the same ending. Yeah,
that might be right before what happens to the end of Village.
Yeah, that literally might have led up to the ending of Village. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, that was it. Had a good time. Good playthrough.
So it didn't answer anything I wanted to know.
So no. It totally just, it literally just ends up exactly where Village ends up. So
Great.
It doesn't really matter. I'll be curious to see if they ever continue Rose's story. She was a way better character than Ethan. I'll say that.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure she will be. I mean, Ethan,
you get a lot more like emotional moments with her when she's like dealing with like her bullying and not having friends growing up and being like an outcast.
How's the voice acting?
It was fine. You know,
because Ethan sucks. He's just his voice acting.
Sure. I guess I don't really have like the ear for that sort of thing, so I don't really know. But it was fine. I didn't notice anything like
if it didn't stick out for you.
Bad, yeah.
It's fine because Ethan does.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was cool. I think if you think of it as more of like a standalone game than you do like Resident Evil Village DLC, you'll probably have a bit of a better time. Maybe check it out when it's on sale at some point. Again, it's only 3 hours long, so not a big time commitment there.
Did you try the other stuff?
No, not at all.
Okay, because you can play as like Lady D, you can play as Chris and Heisenberg.
Yeah.
in the mercenaries mode. Yeah,
Yeah. Third person though, it worked very well in this.
you just pop into it.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it was just thrown together awkwardly. It felt
Yeah.
very natural to be playing it in third
Yeah, I
person.
wonder if regular feels okay because like
I'd imagine it
reworking
feel
the
the
game.
same because you go in the same exact areas in this DLC that you do in regular
Yeah.
village. Like you walk around, you walk around parts of the village again. You walk through the castle again. So I'd imagine it feels exactly the same as that. And yeah, it just felt like Resident Evil 2 remake.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. That's it for what I've been playing.
Yeah, I don't think I've been playing really anything else. Still haven't played Sparks of Hope yet. We played a little bit more of Gotham Knights.
You haven't beat it yet?
No, I mean we haven't really played that much. I kind of just want to drop in and play Sparks of Hope, but I think we're gonna try to beat Gotham Knights, I guess.
Cool. You got a quick game for me, Daniel?
I do. I couldn't find the tier list for it, but we'll kind of do a tier list. But you know, when Daddy's away, the boys will play.
Fuck yeah.
I want to do a tier list of the Cobra Kai seasons.
Okay.
I haven't done.
I like that.
Quiet.
I like some of them. I do get a bit confused which one's which, especially at this
Okay.
point because it's been a little while.
We'll
but
have to.
I'll
Yeah,
try
we'll have to
remember.
like piece it together ourselves. So I guess, or we could just kind of even just put them instead of a tier list like S to A or whatever. We could just rank them, you know, number one down.
Sure. Okay. I like that.
Okay. So season one, really good. I love season one. I think it's a nice build up to the tournament. You know, you get in the training.
Season 1 is, I mean, starting early, but I think this is the best one from the stand.
I think it still might be one of the best
Yeah,
ones.
I think this is, I mean, it's certainly one of the better seasons of the show, right? So I would definitely, I mean, certainly put season 1 at 1 right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think season 1's fantastic. It's just a well-told story. You know, the Johnny introduction again, leading up to the tournament, meeting Miguel and all that. It's just a very well-told season.
Seeing the Cobra Kai way of fighting and stuff kind of affect Miguel, because even at the end you're like, well, he's fighting Robbie and Robbie's training with, you know, Daniel, and it's like Miguel starts kind of getting a little bad and he's like beating these people in the tournament
The Cobra Kai way.
Yeah, and in the Cobra Kai way, and it's like, oh, Miguel, you kind of feel bittersweet when Miguel beats Robbie in that first tournament, you know. And then we got season 2, which doesn't have a tournament, but we get really introduced to a lot of new characters. Like I think this is when what's her name comes in.
Tori.
Tori comes in. You get a lot of this more school stuff. That's the school fight was the big.
Oh, okay. That's this is a good season as well. I
It's
mean,
a
they're
very
all
good
good season, but
Yeah.
the school fight's fucking awesome.
The school fight was awesome.
The lead up.
I don't know if
you get more of the divide between Miguel and Robbie
Yes.
and the whole sides and stuff like that with Sam and stuff.
And then it builds to the end with, you know, both of them kind of having their own form of trauma.
Yeah.
Of Sam and Miguel. Miguel is being very drastic, being kicked off and paralyzed.
You
by
see
Robbie.
Hawk's downfall this season. Or,
Hawk's downfall, the
him
homie.
turning to the real dark side here, which is a very fun arc throughout this all the seasons.
Yeah, Hawk is awesome. I think that's one of Sloan's favorites.
Oh, Hawk's might be my favorite character out of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's
love
Johnny and then Miguel.
Johnny's a good one. Yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah, season
then we
2,
get-
I would still put it under season 1.
I think I would put it under. Yeah.
Yeah, nonetheless. I just love the tournaments too. Like I love leading up to
tournaments
the
are just
tournament. Tournaments are the best.
You can't beat a tournament.
Yeah.
And then we get season 3, which was kind of the forming of, this is with Kreese coming in. You get kind of the reforming of the big Cobra Kai. Like Cobra Kai is huge now. A lot more students.
Does this one ends with Kreese and Johnny officially splitting apart, right?
Yes,
does
this
that
comes with that
happen-
big clash.
Does
and
Eagle
then-
Fane form like in the middle of this season? Or is
Yes.
that, okay, it's in this
Yes.
season. Okay, gotcha.
They kind of clash here. You get old Cobra Kai back. Then they kind of, it ends with that awesome "In the Air Tonight," you know, big song with Johnny and Daniel, you know, kind of coming together. The big
Yeah.
they're at
This ends at like the Christmas party where all the kids fight at the Luso house, right? Is that this
That
season?
is in there.
That's in there
But
somewhere.
it
Okay.
ends with them being at the dojo at Miyagi-Do. All of the students,
Okay.
Daniel-san's students and Johnny's students,
Oh,
coming
when they're
together.
coming together. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Is that the cool scene with like maybe that's season 4, where like Robbie
Season
and
4
Kreese.
is when they start splitting.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's when it's like Eagle Fang and Miyagi, and then it becomes season 4 is the tournament, the next tournament.
Gotcha. Okay, and Terry
Um,
Silver's introduced in season 4.
yes,
Well, season 3, I guess I would put season 3 under season 2.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
I think season 3 has some really high highs, but I do like season 2. I think a little more.
Okay.
And then season 4 is when it's multiple people training. There's a lot of different storylines. It's pretty kind of all over. You got like the flashbacks to Vietnam and stuff.
Oh yeah, these are really good too. I love those.
Actually, no, maybe some of the maybe that was in season 3, the flashbacks.
Huh.
Because I think we get Terry in this season.
Yeah, we
yes,
get Terry in this one.
Terry is in this season.
Yeah.
Because I think he makes the call to Terry at the end of season 3.
Gosh,
I think it was a
no,
part of
you're
that.
right.
And then he shows up here.
It's where we get like the new little kid introduced, the one that's
Yes.
being bullied by Daniel's son originally,
Yes.
and then he joins Cobra Kai. I forget his name.
What's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember. I love the lead up to the tournament in this one as well, though. This is the one where Hawk wins the tournament, right?
This is the one where our boy Hawk wins the tournament. Miguel comes back. He's trying to fight. He's training.
Oh yeah, this is after the broken back. We forgot the school fight in.
We talked about it.
Oh, did we?
A little
Okay,
bit.
was that season
Yeah.
2? Oh, okay.
Season 2.
And then season 3 is Miguel recovering from that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So now Miguel's kind of fighting back. He's learning, and then Miguel kind of hurts himself. It kind of lets Hawk fight Robbie.
Yeah.
And the homie Hawk beats
He
him.
wins, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they split girls and boys at this point in this tournament?
This was the split of the girls and the boys, and this
Okay.
was at kind of at the end of season 4 is when it was kind of revealed maybe Terry was paying off the ref for Tori.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And Tori kind of sees that at the end, and
Okay.
maybe she wouldn't have won, or who knows? Who knows what would have happened there?
Yeah, I really like season 4. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the tournament as well. But
Yes.
yeah, I would put that as my number 2 if I'm being honest.
You know what? I think we're aligned, and I didn't think
Yeah.
we would be, to be honest. I think I would put it, yeah. Yeah, I think season 2 has some high highs and lows. I think it kind of goes up and down. I think season 4 is maybe a little more consistent,
Yeah,
and it has a really good ending.
this is when Netflix fully took over too.
I think that was 3, wasn't it?
Was it 3? Okay, I
think it
can't
was
remember exactly.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
Okay,
Oh, we
gotcha.
forgot Daniel going to Okinawa in 3.
Oh yeah, that's really good with Chosen.
Really good.
And then
He goes
season
in.
5. This one.
Now let's talk about season 5, baby.
I mean, what a fucking season of television.
Chosen
this one
is just so good.
Chosen coming in, the fight with Terry Silva.
Oh
with
my god, dude! Chosen
such a good
versus
fight.
Terry.
They use the swords. It gets bloody.
Dude.
My favorite part of season 5 was Tyrone Woodley, who's a former UFC
Yeah,
champion, getting his finger cut off or something.
Yes. Yes.
It's my favorite part because I hated this guy this whole UFC career. I was just like, oh, thank God. Also loved watching him get kicked in the face by a bunch of little kids. It was fucking awesome.
I love that crew of like. There's the dude with the anime hair. There's the dude with the eye patch. I called him eye patch guy.
Yeah.
Like there was just a bunch of them in the back, and Woodley was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see Cobra Kai in 5 like be so big. There's so many different locations. The tech is there.
Yeah.
All of their locations are
with
big.
Terry Silva fully taking over, and we got Kreese in jail. So
Grease in jail.
Yeah.
You get the guy, the young boy. I forget his name. Robbie was kind of mentoring him.
Yeah.
He's now like Cobra
Full
Kai's like
evil.
#1.
Yeah.
It's like him and Kyler are like the number 1 and 2 basically. Yeah, and it builds to kind of another reforming of Miyagi-Do and
Eagle Fang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of at the end there. Terry
Awesome.
going to jail.
Kreese breaking out of jail at the
Kreese
end
breaking
scene.
out of faking his death and breaking out of jail.
Yeah.
Like
There's that really cool
crazy.
fight with Hawk and the little kid that Robbie mentors.
yes.
At the Cobra Kai place. Yeah. That
Yes.
one's really cool too. Season 5.
It sucks to see. Season 5 is so good.
Oof,
It
where
was
do
a
we
little
put season
slow
5?
because you even get like the Miguel going to
I think
Mexico.
the Miguel going to Mexico part slowed it down a little bit and was probably the weakest part of the season, to be
I
fair.
think so, but it was in the beginning. It was just
Yeah.
kind of a few episodes.
I
in the
also
beginning.
didn't think it was like uninteresting. I just thought like it was just kind of. It felt like because Miguel's father was like really built up throughout this whole series, really, and it just kind of felt like we were there back, and didn't
Yeah.
really mean much. I wonder if he'll come back in future.
It was also a way to get. I don't think so. I think that was kind of a one and done thing. They could. They always have the option. It was also a way to like give like Johnny and Robbie some time to bond again, because Robbie's kind of like, we also were talking about Robbie slowly over time realizing how bad Cobra Kai is, and at this point I think he's done with it at season 4, and then kind of in season 5 he's like,
Robbie's very back and forth.
he is back and forth, but I think at this point now where we are with Robbie, he is a good guy. He is good.
Where do we want to put season 5? That's
season 5. Can I give a shout out to Amanda? One of my favorite characters.
Certainly, yeah.
Amanda LaRusso. Yeah. Just awesome. She's so good.
The voice
I think
of
this
reason.
Is
until
the voice
this
of reason.
Season, really.
She starts
until
fighting
this season where she's like, okay, I guess I got to get into
fighting
this.
with her daughter.
Cool shout out of her cousin being the girl from Karate Kid 3.
The girl from 3, yeah. So funny. That's how she got introduced to Daniel. I would probably put this in number 2. Yeah, I think you could make an argument for number 1.
That's what I'm struggling between is number 1 or 2.
You could convince me.
I'd probably go 2 as well, though, if I'm being honest. I think season 1 is just such a good. That scene is so fucking good. Dude,
Joseph's the best.
I can't wait for more of this because they set up the whole giant world tournament in the last season. Oh man, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be great.
So hype.
Will Smith got to be there. Yeah, let's go 2.
2?
I think 2. I think 2's the proper spot for that.
Yeah.
So what are we going? Number 1, season 1.
So season 1, season 5, season 4.
Yeah.
And then season 2.
2, 3.
Or was season 4? Or was 2? Which one do we have ahead? 2 or 4?
Well, we already put 4 at 2. And
okay.
5 at 2. So
Gotcha. So then season 4 at number 3, season 2, and then season 3.
Yep.
But no season's bad. It's all great.
No, it's such a great show.
So good.
It really is. The only thing that's bad in the Karate Kid universe is Karate Kid 2.
No, the 4th movie.
Oh yeah, the next Karate Kid.
Which Hillary? She's coming in, baby.
She's gotta be at that world
tournament. Are you kidding me?
No, damn well she's got her own.
Hillary, and then Jaden. Like, you got to get Jaden and Jackie Chan. Jaden and Jackie Chan.
And we just call that a perfect series.
Just
television.
A complete IP encapsulation.
Mike Barnes too. Shout out. Although his best parts are still in part 3. I wonder if they'll bring him back for more seasons. I feel like he didn't get enough shine. You know,
he didn't. Yeah, I want more Mike Barnes.
Yeah,
the bad boy of karate.
Himself. Oh, dude, my favorite part in the Karate Kid movies is in part 3 with Mike Barnes yelling at Daniel LaRusso to get up at the tournament. It's so good. Get the fuck up, LaRusso.
Mike Barnes.
It's like, your karate shit. Your master shit. It's just like, damn.
Bad boy.
Anyways, that's going to do it for the Nerd Gods podcast. Episode 142 or 3?
43.
43. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdgods. You can also find us at all audio platforms. Leave us a like if you like this video, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Daniel will talk back to you.
Yeah. Share it with your grandma.
I might if you say something funny, but it's got to be funny. If it's not funny, I'm not talking to you. Daniel's gonna bring his grandma on next week because she's a big fan of the show.
Oh no,
she's coming on. she's replacing Sims. Anyways, that's gonna do it. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye everybody.